An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
A rivalry gets renewed tonight at the Bismarck Community Bowl for the 86th time overall. The Bismarck Demons and the Century Patriots will square off with, I'll say, playoff implications. Not necessarily if these two teams are going to be in the playoffs. Most likely both will, but there's still some seedings to be decided as we welcome you to our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Alongside my partner, Chuck Clairmont, Todd Domres, welcoming you to our PSP Network broadcast booth. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They got timely services that won't slow you down. No appointment needed. Stay in your car for their drive-through oil change. So the new quality results formula. there's been some debate about if this is actually finding the best 8 teams, and you get some kind of oddities in the rankings right now, Chuck. So we're going to jump right into this as there are the current QRF standings as you've got Shanley atop of the pack, Minot right behind them. You got Cheyenne and Bismarck High 3 and 4, which is irritating some folks because Bismarck High had defeated West Fargo Cheyenne, and so now you know what I mean. Those are some of the oddities that you get because it doesn't necessarily matter if you beat somebody head to head. It's the wins that the teams that you beat have had, and so you shake that all things out and you say the best 8 out of the 11 teams are going to make the playoffs, and so that's why that QRF formula has become very important here in the state of North Dakota.
Yeah, you ask coaches and they say, I try to look at it, I don't understand it, so I just say we got to win football games, period. They don't get to set the schedule necessarily, and so it's, hey, what can I control? I can control how hard we play potentially sometimes. I can control, if I can potentially control a win, and that's it. And so I was looking through it today, and even looking at it, it still was confusing somewhat to me because, you mentioned if you lose, you don't get anything, but you read this and it says, if you lose, y divided by 3 times the number of opponent wins based on number. Huh? So you read through that. I'm a math guy, so are you. And, I mean, bottom line, if I saw the numbers and saw where they came from, it'd be like, okay, I get it. Now it makes more sense. But for these 2 teams tonight, hey, Bismarck High wants to have a home game. They're sitting number 3, as you mentioned, or 4, thinking, why aren't they number 3? They beat Cheyenne last week in a great game. But, who knows? It's based on who they played. And the Demons right now have lost to Minot. They lost to Cheyenne. And then they beat Davies, Mandan. So they beat 2 of those top 6 teams, and Bismarck High playing very well. Great win last week. Century was playing good, TD, until they got kind of tripped up the last couple weeks. But this QRF, we could talk about this forever, and we'll go out afterwards tonight, have a Diet Coke, and we'll talk about it some more. I promise you.
Well, indeed, as it is, I don't know if there's ever a perfect formula, but it's certainly better than the scenario we had a couple years ago where you had 3 teams automatically from the East and 4 or 5 from the West. And this is a better system than that, but it still isn't perfect in everyone's eyes.
Well, think about that. Was it Davies who had lost their first 2 games or whatever? And they already knew they could not make the playoffs at that point, which – so, give the NDHSAA credit that they made a change. And while this may not be perfect, it surely is better than what they had.
Absolutely. As we're going to morph right into our player profiles tonight, as maybe we shouldn't call it the player profiles tonight as we're still here on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Maybe a horse profile for these 2 guys, as we're going to talk about tailbacks. As first up will be the talented tailback for the Century Patriots, Gavin Lill, as he's one of our players to watch tonight. The senior tailback has been putting up video game type numbers for Century this entire season.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that have been, while he doesn't concentrate on football, he's a track guy, he's a basketball guy, but football is his thing. He was lifting weights after basketball games, and Coach Madden was just laughing, talking about how tough and strong this kid is from the basketball side, and he sure came out this year and he showed everybody that, hey, I am a football player and I am one of the best in the state. And he has just ran some ridiculous numbers. Twice he's ran over 200 yards, 13 touchdowns, and then he can catch the football. That's the beauty of both these guys, is they're not one of those one-way backs where, hey, when it gets to 3rd down, take them out, put somebody in. He can catch it. He's got 17 catches and a touchdown that way, and then he plays defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, they both do it all, and that's what I love, is that they're not just one-way players and not just runners. They're pass catchers and everything, and they're good kids. We've interviewed both of them after games, and pleasant guys to be around, great families, and that's what it's fun for us when we get a chance to see kids like this succeed.
Well, that's Gavin Lill, and we were going to take a look at Carter Hankey on the field, but now they're lining up for senior night, so he's over on the track. So we'll get him in just a second here as we're still on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Century's 3-5 in the campaign. Bismarck High, number 3 in the most recent Sportscasters and Sports Writers poll. They're 6-2 on the campaign, and Bismarck High is still fighting for that QRF. They could. I don't know if they can get past Shanley, but boy, they have a legitimate chance in jumping up to number 2. But the games are waning, and the playoffs are getting very near here. So Bismarck High looking to maybe vault into that 2 or 3 spot.
Yeah, as they're only 3 points behind Cheyenne, and I think 10.5 behind Minot. Anything can happen. Minot's playing West Fargo, and while they're favored, hey, you never know Jay Gibson what he can do with that football team, and they've had some good games down the stretch here. So that's going to be a tough one. We follow on that one on PSP for Minot. And the Cheyenne game, we'll definitely be watching that from in a blind eye in the background, kind of watching to see how Cheyenne and Mandan do. So anything could happen here with the Demons. They're playing good, though. That win last week against Cheyenne was a big win because to me it showed that they can close.
Yep.
Against Minot, I mean, they were ahead. They gave up a touchdown late to Minot. They couldn't come back and score. And against Cheyenne, they got behind and then came back and scored. They had 2 scores late in the game to then pull away and win by 9 points. So it was huge to me that how Bismarck, the senior leadership on that football team, they stepped up when they needed to. And I mean, Henke had a ridiculously big game that game too, over a couple hundred yards and a couple touchdowns. And so it's a Bismarck team, playing their best football maybe right now coming into this game.
Yeah, this one should be good, and so should our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We got a lot yet to come as we're going to dig into the tail of the tape. We're going to take a look at the most recent poll. We'll jump into those WDA standings along with our keys to the game and our upcoming playoff schedule as the single A and 9-man playoffs start this weekend. You can get that coverage right here on the PSP network. And, of course, the AA and 3A playoffs start next Friday. So playoff football is in the air. Boy, it doesn't feel like fall. It doesn't feel like football weather maybe tonight, but it's a beautiful night from the Community Bowl in Bismarck as hardly a breath of wind and temperature still right around 60 degrees. So it's going to be an awesome night for football as this rivalry continues. Our pregame from the Community Bowl, Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame rolls on after this break on the PSP network.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Good to have John Haugen running the camera for us tonight. Camera, that doesn't even do it justice. Cameras, plural. He pulls the strings on about 4 cameras for you tonight, giving you the sights and the sounds from the Community Bowl in Bismarck. Todd Domres, Chuck Clairmont back with you. The PSP, I won't say game of the week because we got 2 of them. As here's a look at that. First off, the standings, which will give you the schedule as well. As here's the WDA standings. We mentioned the QRF a moment ago. Minot's going to win well, yeah, they'll have the tiebreaker against Bismarck High. Yep. So Minot's going to have the WDA title. They might share it, but still, Minot's had a great season. Bismarck, Mandan number 3, Century checks in 4, and Williston, St. Mary's, and Legacy still clawing, trying to make a statement here late in the season. The other games tonight that we'll be tracking on the BNC Bank scoreboard, Cheyenne at Mandan, Davies at Legacy, Shanley at St. Mary's, and our 2 PSP games tonight, West Fargo at Minot, and of course Century here against Bismarck. And an early score from St. Mary's. It's not going in the favor of the Saints.
No, Shanley scored their first 2 possessions. They're up 13-0, 4 minutes left in the first. And then Davies and Legacy's going. That's a 6:30 kickoff TD. Davies actually only up by 1 point, 7-6 over Legacy.
Yeah, that would be a surprise.
Yeah, 1 possession for each team. Both teams scored.
Especially as impressive as Davies was last week against the Century Patriots. To see that one be close, that would be a surprise to a lot of the fans of WDA football around the West. So Parents' Night tonight as the seniors have lined up for Parents and Senior Night, I'll call it, for the Bismarck Demons, as those 12th graders being recognized on that far sidelines. Is All right, Chuck, the other thing we're going to talk about here is our upcoming schedule. As, of course, tonight, here's your 2 games, West Fargo at Minot, up at Dwayne Carlson Stadium. There are pre-games underway. They kick off at 7 o'clock as well, just like it is here at the Community Bowl. And then Saturday, we mentioned this, here's our beginning of the playoffs in football in North Dakota. Single A, round 1. Bowman County, the Bulldogs, come into Velva to take on the Velva Drake Animos Aggies, as that one will be a 2 o'clock start and a 1:30 p.m. pregame for your single A playoffs on Saturday. All right, Chuck, we're going to get to the keys to the game in just a second here, but you've played in this rivalry. What does the Demons and the Patriots game mean to you when you think back on those clashes that you had with the then evil Century Patriots?
I was thinking about that driving to the game, actually, TD, and that wasn't even set up, so good question. I thought back when I was playing back in 1985 and before, Century, they weren't the same Century team they are now, okay? But it didn't matter.
Yep.
Because I had friends that I played against from junior high or grade school on that were rivals that played for Century. And so that was always the biggest game for us, even if we were heavily favored. And in this case, Bismarck's probably favored a little bit over Century, but it doesn't matter. You still had that anxiety, like, here's my buddy, I want to beat this guy. Or here, maybe not my buddy, but somebody I go against in basketball and baseball and football and track and you name it, and somebody I got to see every week in the newspaper. And so this was, without a question, in my mind, the biggest rival, in whatever sport that I was playing against. It was the Patriots who were the team. So I know right now, Bismarck High, I talked to Coach Gibson before, and I said, how you doing? He goes, I'm nervous. And Coach Gibson, he played for Bismarck High, and I guarantee he went through the same, anxiety as a player and now as a coach against a team like Century, because this is a Century team. It's a rival, number one. Then it's a Century team that you just don't know what they're going to do, and they've got the horses to potentially come out and beat you. And so Coach Gibson he can feel the rivalry, and he knows that sometimes it elevates teams from maybe a 10-point underdog. All of a sudden now you're even. And so I suspect that's going to maybe carry the Patriots a little bit tonight as well. Just that, hey, I don't care I care what happens, but I want to beat the Demons tonight. One, to secure my playoff spot, but 2, because they're the Demons.
It's certainly cliche, but it applies to this rivalry that you could legitimately throw the records out the book. And what happens up until this game has historically not mattered. It gives people a false sense of security, but really we've seen some wacky things in this rivalry, as Century at 3-5, Bismarck High at 6-2. This is your Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We know you're busy. When you visit their service center at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, 15 minutes or less, get that full service oil change at their locations in Minot or Bismarck. Good to have Valvoline Instant Oil Change bringing you our pregame. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and your keys to the game, along with that player profile for Carter Henke, along with the tail of the tape tonight, is we'll give you all the particulars and the numbers for these 2 heavyweights tonight, the Demons and the Patriots. More of our pregame after this break on the PSP Network.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. Clean it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Back in our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show, Todd, Domres, Chuck, Clairmont. Hey, we're going to try out the talent view tonight, Chuck. See if we got this baby lined up this evening. Hey, there we are.
Oh, jeez. That's face for radio, huh? Done.
Mackenzie, Quintus, and I turned it on last night for about this long, and then we turned it immediately off. As hey, fans like to see the voices sometimes or the faces behind the voices sometimes. Let's talk about our tail of the tape tonight, Chuck. As these two teams, it's kind of like a heavyweight fight. So this is what this looks like. As here's the numbers for the Demons and the Patriots. There's your records. There's your record in the conference. Your statewide ranking, where the teams stand in the WDA. The Demons number 2 in the West. The Century Patriots number 4 in the West. Points for and against in the conference, and what their QRF ranking is. And then those two horses that we talked about, both with 13 touchdowns on the season. Anything stand out for you when you look at the tail of the tape and the numbers between the Demons and the Patriots?
No, and I don't know if they necessarily tell the tale. You look at everything, it almost feels like they should be closer when you look at the stats that are on there. Points for or against, that's the West Region points. Overall, the Demons scored 31 points a game, but the Patriots are scoring 27. So that hasn't been a problem with Century offensively. It's just then defensively they're giving up 27 points as well. And so you don't really see that on there. You see 75 points against in 8 games that seems like it's pretty good, when in reality the games outside of the conference, which really are the teams that are 1, 2, 4 and 5, and so ultimately that's really where it looks at. So I don't know. Do you see anything on there, TD? I'm trying to go. I don't know what. I mean, I tell you, you don't see the stats involved in there, the records and the conference stuff and those pieces. But ultimately, when you dig into the stats, and we'll probably get those in the keys to the game, you'll see a little bit more tail of the tape when you start looking at yards per game and where these teams match up against in passing versus run, both offense and defensively.
Yeah, 100%. As you get a little bit of feel for what this is going to play out tonight. But hey, this game is going to be decided by who can effectively run the football tonight. As both teams like to run it. They don't throw it a whole lot. Bismarck High probably a little more efficient when they throw the football tonight. But there's your tail of the tape, brought to you tonight by Serve Pro. They got 24/7 emergency service at Serve Pro. All right, well, we got a second here, Chuck. Get a sight and the sounds and the feels around the Community Bowl just west of us earlier today. There's the new Gateway to Science Center, as folks are streaming in and out of that facility now, just overlooking the banks of the Missouri River. And a lot of cool things. I mean, obviously just down the road from where you work at the North Dakota Safety Council, and big things happening over at BSC. So what a great venue for both a football game, a state track meet, and other things that are happening around the Community Bowl.
Yeah, we sure love it as a neighbor, and just a tremendous job raising funds that they have done. And it's an amazing facility that I can't wait to get in there with the grandkids and see how it is. I just talked to people that have been in there, and they don't just go there once, right? You can continue to go back there, and you get season passes and you name it. And so it's a great facility and a great addition to not just Bismarck, but the state of North Dakota.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to really bring Carter Henke into the camera view tonight, but we're going to try. As here's that player profile we mentioned. This guy's been the epitome of a workhorse for the Bismarck Demons this year. Runs hard, physical, he's got breakaway speed as well. He's kind of got the total package for the Demons.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was picked, to do what he's doing right now in preseason, as he didn't run the ball much last year. The first game against Shanley, just 14 yards, and okay, what's going on with, how's this team? And all of a sudden, then he just takes off. And last week, 200 yards and a couple touchdowns. And I mean, he's number 2 rusher in the West Region and actually the state. And he just is a workhorse, offense, defense. I mean, he's your tailback. He also catches passes. He's got a couple touchdowns, 10 catches in the season. And, again, I love the toughness that Carter Henke has, the athletic ability. He's one of your guys that's going to play on defense as well. And he's middle linebacker. He's getting right in the middle of things, and one of their leading tacklers on defense. And so having guys like Henke, who's so well-spoken. We've interviewed him a couple times, and just I love talking to kids like that. Again, I just can't say enough about these kids.
And you think back to the Mark Gibson's offense for the Bismarck Demons has been predicated by having a good tailback.
Yeah.
I mean, you think back to the Weston Dresslers. You think back to I'm trying to think.
Lane Jost.
Lane Jost. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just been tailback you, so to speak, for the Bismarck Demons.
And it's been tailback you. He usually doesn't let those guys play defense.
Yeah.
They just play one way, and not tonight, or not this year, because Carter Henke, he's that good that they got him on the field, both offense and defense. And he kicks.
Exactly.
Kicked the field goal last week against Cheyenne.
Exactly. The teams are lined up for the national anthem. We'll bring you that live in just a second here, as I would like to honor America on the PSP network. And a quick look at that upcoming calendar. Of course, you got that Century Bismarck game tonight right here on the PSP network up in Minot. We got West Fargo at Minot just kicking off in a few minutes here. And on Saturday, back in action from Velva, Bowman County at the Aggies in a 2 o'clock start as the single A playoffs start. And here's your national anthem. Demons the home team tonight. Nice rendition of our national anthem. Beautiful night for football here at the MDU Resources Community Bowl in Bismarck. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. They got locations in Minot and Bismarck. You can find them online at VIOC.com. It's a rivalry night tonight. Demons and the Patriots. No love lost over the years, and it's time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. They got 25 years experience as your heating and air experts. And first up, your key to the game for the Century Patriots. It's not basketball, but they need a rebound game tonight for Century.
Yeah, they had been playing really well, like you mentioned in the pregame earlier, Todd, where they had a couple big wins. I mean, they beat Wilson and Legacy, so in terms of a QRF type thing, not necessarily, but a win's a win, right? And then they matched up against Davies, and man, just hit the brakes. They hardly had the football the first half, just 14 plays in the first half, and Davies ran all over them. And that's something they got to change. They ended up scoring late in the football game, a touchdown by Gavin Lill, but it was not a Century football game, and that's one of those things, as you mentioned, they've got to rebound. They got to play better tonight because they're not going to play like they did last week and get a victory tonight.
Yeah, you were kind of thinking, well, this is deja vu from Century a year ago where they lost their first 5 and made a big run all the way to the state championship game. And they seemingly had that kind of same mojo going, but then they stubbed their toe last week, so can they rebound tonight? And for the Bismarck Demons, Chuck, hey, man, it's going to start and end in the trenches, and if they can dominate the line of scrimmage tonight against Century, they will have success.
Yeah, and that's one thing that why the Demons are better is because of their offense and defensive linemen, and they have a tough offensive line. Jack Schaefer, Damian Harlestead, Sam Larson, those are the guys, center guard and right tackle, and they're going to run a lot right. We're going to see student body right a lot of times tonight, and it is that lineman, that offensive line, and then the defensive line has been very, very good too with Luke Doctor and Jangel, those defensive ends that have done a great job keeping everybody pinned inside, and Aiden Schlafman, just a crazy nose guard, TD. This guy, I was going to interview him after the Mandan game, and he was all over the map. Coach said, I don't know if you're going to be able to wind him down after that victory. So they got some guys that want to hit people on defense.
The lineups are being introduced. This is a home game for the Demons, and one of our favorite PA announcers in the West region. I keep waiting for him. He's a Detroit Pistons fan. I know he is deep down inside because he does. It's time to meet and greet your Bismarck. That's how the guy used to do it for the Detroit Pistons, and he's going to come out here and he's going to be at fullback. Bridger Owens, just like he used to do Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace and all the guys for the Detroit Pistons. All right, let's run through the starters first off for the Century offense. We'll bring you these starters kind of on the fly. As up front for Century, they go like this. Century, Bismarck. Oh, who won the toss? Did I have that wrong?
Century won the toss. They deferred.
So let's go to the Bismarck offense. Yep. Thank you very much, Charlie. As you talked about that offensive line, Caden Heupel is your left guard. Easton Egberg is left tackle. Left guard is Easton Egberg. Sam Larson, the center. And then that right side is now loaded up as you got Harold Stad and Jack Schaefer. Ty Lutzen is a split end. Preston Lamar is the leading receiver. Luke Doctor's your tight end. In the backfield, you got Bridger Owens, Carter Henke, and then the quarterback, the senior, having a nice season, Quinn Hafner, for Mark Gibson in his 25th season at the helm of the Bismarck Demons. Century defensively, they'll be out there first. They run a 4-3. Braxton Dahl and Ole Taylor are your defensive ends. Ian Schweigert and Evan Schmidt are up front. Landry Wesson out with a concussion, so he'll be replaced by Grant Carlson at the left backer position. Middle linebackers Kane Nelson, Oliver Jensen as the will linebacker for Century. And then their secondary is Jordan Kellogg and Gavin Lill at the corners. Coulter Simon had a couple picks a couple games ago when we had him against Legacy as his free safety, and Jackson Burst is your strong safety for longtime head coach Ron Wingenbach, the Patriots head man now in his 33rd year.
I'm sitting next to somebody related to royalty, TD, as Coach Schweigert for next to me for Century. You know, Schweigert, that's a fairly popular name if you're a UND fan right now. Bubba getting his big victory. As a matter of fact, I think you partook in that this weekend, TD.
Yeah, it was awesome, let me tell you. Thanks to Valvoline Instant Oil Change for bringing our pregame tonight. We'll morph right over into live game action here as Century's getting set to kick off. And doing the honors, got a good leg, Kristen Jangula. Back deep to receive, Jaron McNichols, along with Alex Zur. I'll get a Z in there.
Yep.
Jangula with a hand up. Foot comes to leather, and we are underway from the Community Bowl tonight. Opening kick is bobbled by McNichols, comes out to the 15, stood up and smacked down at the 19-yard line. And Bismarck High will come on out as Rivers Martin gets credited for that special team stick. And Quinn Hafner will lead out this Bismarck High offense. I bet you're going to get a run right eventually in this first possession.
Well, like I said, they moved Egberg to the left side, and you got your two 300-pound three 300 pounds. The center, Larson, is 300, Harlested's 300, and Schaefer's 330.
Hafner will set him down, 1st and 10 from the 19. Doctor will shift from left to right. And a handoff going right. Carter Henke cuts it up, foot in the ground, and he's loose. 30, 40, midfield. Only one man to beat. Gets a block to the 35, 30. He's gone. 81 yards to the house. One play. Light up that Demon sideline.
Well, you called it, TD. Run right. 80 yards, first play of the game. Huge hole on that right side. And then he just took his time, let the one blocker in front of him take out the last bit of interference, and ran the rest of the way to the house. That's the way you start off a rivalry game.
That's not the way you get your first replay of the night, but we'll get that squared away as, how about that? Run it right behind your two horses and spring Carter Henke for 81 yards.
Yeah, now he's got a kick. So
just ran a wind sprint.
Yep.
Snap is back, hold is down, low snap, and a good hold there by Grady Swanson. He puts it down, and Henke bangs it through. Carter Henke with a big start for Bismarck High and a touchdown timeout. Back with the ensuing kickoff as the Demons lead 7-0 on your BNC Bank scoreboard.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
Well, the internal fortitude of the Century Patriots will be tested early here as one play, touchdown on the board for the Bismarck Demons. And now Henke will kick off. Back deep to receive, Oliver Jensen and Gavin Lill. Hankey line drives that one into the end zone and no return. The Century will start out 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Here's your Century offense. Dawson Kraft, Braxton Dahl, Austin Smith, Ole Taylor, and Evan Schmidt up front. Joey Kralik is your tight end. Cale Schomer and Rivers Martin, your split end, and Jackson Burst will get some time there as well. Jarris Burkhardt and Preston Zimmerman will flip-flop at fullback. Gavin Lill is that 13 TD maker at the tailback position, and Mike Twardowski is your QB for Century. I formation behind Twardowski. They'll hand it off. Gavin Lill has got that good forward lean.
Fumble.
Ball is loose. It's on the turf.
I think the Demons have it, TD. He got hit late on the end, and it is accurate as it's coming off the bottom of the pile, TD. I can't tell. I don't know if you got the replay on that one or not, that they were. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, there it came loose, and man, jackknifing in there at the end. No, we didn't get
a. Tell if that was Tincher. He was popped up with Mozoff. They were high-fiving, but Schlappman was right there as well. But whoever the heck it was a good run of 6 yards to start out with, but then a fumble, which Lill does not do.
My, oh my, how about the start for Bismarck High tonight? 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line, nearing the Serve Pro red zone. Are the Demons already? Handoff, Hankey. Dances in the hole, now he speeds and bursts outside, accelerates to the 20, 15, 10, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. Carter Hankey, 21, check that, 26 yards to the house.
Carter Hankey, this time they go left, and he just does what he does so well is he read the block. It wasn't off tackle, it wasn't off the guard on the inside, and he took his time, then he bounced to the outside, got a great little kick out block, a touch block, and deep downfield for the Demons, helping him out to get him in the end zone was Preston Lamar, and a 26-yard touchdown run, 2 carries, $1.06, 2 TDs.
That's a pretty good 36 seconds.
Jeez, not unless you're a Patriot.
Holy cow.
Well, you talked about the offensive line, or the offense and defensive line, Todd, in terms of establishing the line of scrimmage. Well, I would say so far right there, Demons right on both sides of the ball have established themselves.
Had a flag after the penalty. Must have been a celebration or something. Why not if you're a Demon? But they'll get 15 on the ensuing kickoff as Hankey will try to tack on an extra point. What a beginning of this contest for the Bismarck Demons. I think Coach Gibson's butterflies are now gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got 23 seconds they've had the football, and they've got 2 touchdowns and 106 yards.
Snap is down, no good on the extra point as Hankey misfires on that one wide right. That's about the only thing that's gone wrong for the Demons so far. They lead on your BNC Bank scoreboard with 11:24 to play in the first quarter. 13-0 Bismarck. We're back with the kickoff after this break on the PSP Network.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Well, an early statement for the Demons on senior nights, parents' night. It's a Demon night right now. 13-0, 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Bismarck High. Couldn't have been any better of a scripted start for the Demons.
Yeah, and Coach Gibson on the sidelines, I guarantee you, it's the linemen that he's patting their butts saying, way to go, both sides of the line. Heupel and Egberg that time got an opportunity, and Doctor as a tight end, they ran to that left side, which was their strong side, and just domination on the line of scrimmage. And then when you got runners like Hankey, those guys downfield, TD, you want to continue blocking to the whistle for those guys.
Line drive kick. Oh, it's loose and has to be fielded by an up man. Zimmerman finally grabs that for Century. No, check that. It was Burkhardt. Grabs it for the Patriots. He is knifed down quickly. Oh, Cash Weisenberger, yeah, beg your pardon, as he was the one who fielded it for the Patriots.
Hey, good job for him to get up there and get it, because the Demon was not far behind him. That was a live football right there.
We only had 3 plays from scrimmage. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened in 3 plays from scrimmage, partner.
Jeez.
As the Century Patriots, we haven't even told you about the Bismarck defense quite yet. We'll get them after a snap or two here as Twardowski sets him down from the left hash mark. Handoff Hankey, and he is horse-collared immediately and hog-tied down after a gain of a couple yards out to the 37-yard line. Demons stick there, laid on him by Brady Vogel.
Yeah. All these tackles for Bismarck High. Brady Vogel wasn't even in my top 10 list, so we got to get him added to the sheet, TD.
Tyson Jangula, Aiden Schlafman, Luke Doctor up front in a 3-4 defense for the Demons. Just Hankey, Bridger Owens, and James Nagel, your linebackers. Twardowski fires it in front of the Demons bench, looking for Cale Schomer. Incomplete as it's tipped away and knocked down by Jaron McNichols. Good lead into the secondary for the Demons. It'll be 3rd and long for Century here. McNichols and Tincher, the corners. Molsoff and Connor Harbison, the secondary safeties for Bismarck High, and Century now in an unfortunate 3rd and 9 here if you're a Patriots fan.
That was just a nice play, too, by McNichols. Just a quick out, trying to hit Schomer, your split end, and he came up, used that inside arm to knock it away. Textbook defense.
Twin receivers to the right, 1 receiver left. Twardowski's under center. Play action. Mike back to pass, looks deep over the middle, and he's got his man. Hauled in and then dropped. Jackson Burst had it in his paws. They say it's going to be a completed pass, and then he was down and fumbled it, I believe, is what's going to be the call. No.
Yeah, I don't think he came down with possession, TD, as he got hit by Connor Harbison and Ashton Molsoff, and they were able to rip it out before he came to the ground. So almost what was a great play and a great catch by Jackson Burst. Perfectly thrown ball by the quarterback, Twardowski, and he just couldn't come up with it.
Well, just another thing that hasn't quite gone right for the Century Patriots here to start the game. Now a 3 and out. Century into a punting formation.
Caden Hoffman running in late, replacing somebody. Now they...
Jangula, the punter.
Wait, we're punting? Okay.
Still 10 on the play clock, so it looks like the Patriots will have time to get this off. Sear back to receive. Zer back to receive.
Zer.
At Zer is at 18. Makes a man miss 25, spins 30. Up the Demon sideline at the numbers. Twisted down at the 35-yard line, and Century with a special teams tackle made there by Jairus Burkhart as here comes this Demon defense. I think if you're Century right now, you want to at least make them make 2 plays on the offensive side of the football.
That was a nice kick, though, 45 yards by Jangula, but got a good return of 17 yards, and Bismarck High has got a great field position to start out with at their own 35. Well, TD, anything short of a touchdown is going to be
that's what I'm saying. You got
a letdown.
This possession has to be at least 2 plays if you're a Century Patriot fan, as Hafner's under center. Misdirection. Handoff goes to a fullback as, Century has got somebody to the ground as Deegan Stottinger had the carry there for the Demons. Kane Nelson, the middle backer, is there to smother him down.
Yes, Stottinger, he doesn't run the ball a whole heck of a lot, as usually that he's only got a few carries on the season.
Yeah, that's his 6th carry on the season for Stottinger. 13-0. Demons lead on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Bismarck High has it 2nd down and 8 from the 37-yard line. Doctor shifts from right to left. Eye backfield behind Hafner, and they give it to the second man through. Hankey slips through a tackle or two, and then he's muscled down as he got to the 42-yard line. Give him about 5 on the play, as looks like
Grant Carlson, the guy replacing Wesson. He's the one who made the tackle. We'll get him on our board too, TD. As Carlson, he's going to be asked to do a lot stepping in, as he's also one of those guys who rotates in on the offensive side. So depth, when you need every bit of your depth in a game against a team like Bismarck High, now you got it shortened by one of your best defenders.
Looks like 3rd and a short 2. Demons like to run Hafner in these situations, and that's exactly what they do. He's got the edge. Plants a foot. He's loose into Bismarck Century territory. slips down to the Century 37-yard line. Big first down carry for Hafner. Coulter Simon with a touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, and Coulter Simon, he just stepped up. He's got the start finally after playing his way into the lineup. Big body, was able to make that touchdown saving tackle. Hafner, a good runner TD, 350 yards and 7 TDs. And when you got Owens, Hankey, and Hafner, who do you key on?
1st and 10 Demons. Handoff this time goes to the fullback, Bridger Owens. Off the right side, and that's the best defensive stand that Century's had all night. That's a gain of 1. And he's smacked down there, looked like by the left side of that defensive line. Braxton Dahl and Ian Schweigert's in the area.
And Owens has had just such a great season. 250 yards, 2 TDs. He catches the football as well as 9 catches for 100 yards. Just one of those guys, tough guys you want to have at your fullback spot.
2nd down and 9. Now they'll give it to Carter Hankey. Schweigert's got a hold of him from behind, and that's a TFL.
Yeah, grabbed a hold of him, almost like it was track TDs. He had a hold of his jersey, and Hankey was trying to, like you see with those ropes,
with the parachute?
Extended parachute. And it was only your parachute was weighing 265 and going 6'1", and Hankey was able to battle, did not get back to the line of scrimmage. So you're absolutely right, a little TFL for Schweigert, and the freshman. His brother is celebrating still up at UND.
7:50 and counting to play first quarter, I beg your pardon. Back to pass is Hafner, 3rd and 10. Got all kinds of time, dumps it a little slip pattern to Hankey, all kinds of room into the Serve Pro red zone. There goes the battering ram, Carter Hankey all the way inside the 10. Coulter Simon, self-defense tackle, but that's going to be 1st and goal upcoming for the Demons.
Yeah, and he blocked initially at the point of attack, and then just, as you called it, slipped out into the flat area or by the numbers, and just a nice smooth pass by the quarterback, Quinn Hafner. And Hankey had all kinds of room before he even got to the first defender, so gets down to the 8-yard line. So throw 29 on top of the 111 that Hankey has rushing.
Into the Serve Pro red zone goes Bismarck High. Trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. Handoff, and wasn't Hankey that time carrying the football. Aiden Tincher, yep.
Hankey got a little break, and Tincher did a nice job bouncing to the outside. Good running backs, they read that, right? They run hard where they're supposed to go off tackle, and if there's nothing there, they bounce it outside or they cut back. And nice job by Tincher, the junior running back. Bounced it to the outside and picked up good yardage.
Now give him 5, and now it's 2nd down and goal from the 3. Demons up by 2 touchdowns, looking for more. This time Hankey is the tailback, and he'll get the call right up the gut, and he's stood up. Grant Carlson right there to smother him down.
That was a good play by Carlson. Boy, he just kind of knifed his way in between 2 potential blockers. He saw Egberg block down on Larson, and then that's what you do. You read your keys, you see it, the ball's going to be right here, and great job by the starter now, Grant Carlson, making a stop at the 2.
Same formation, couple tight ends in the lineup. From the 2-yard line, 3rd and goal. This time Hankey right side, untouched, pay dirt. Another one on the board for the Demons.
Just a great call. You're pounding it inside, Todd, and then what do? You decide to go to the outside this time, and what a block by the fullback, Bridger Owens, as he came up and just stuffed it. Kane Nelson, who was trying to come up and make the tackle, and he just cut to the outside and waltzed in. Now, I was wondering if there wasn't a flag. No, Bismarck is calling a timeout. Give Hankey a chance to catch his breath.
Well, we'll take a timeout on the in-swing kickoff. We'll just keep this right here. It gives us a chance to tell you before the extra point comes on the line. Is tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State. Be seen, be heard, be you at Minot State. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Roger Ward Moving and Storage, proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. You can find them online at rogerwardmovingandstorage.com. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Prestwich Orthodontics. They specialize in braces and Invisalign for all ages. You can check them out at minotbraces.com. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. 25 years experience as your heating and air experts. You can find them online at northern-plains.com. And I shouldn't say it because Chuck and I are both hungry, but Planet Pizza brings you tonight's game. Try their Blue Buffalo or plain cheese at Planet Pizza. Serving the Magic City for 25 years. Call them at 852-1700. Demons are now going to go for 2.
Yep. They
missed the extra point.
They missed the last one, so they're trying to get back on track or back in format.
Little swing pass. They got McNichols on the edge, and he just skates into the end zone. No duress there on the 2-point conversion. And Bismarck High is flat out rolling. Touchdown timeout. Demons 21, Century zip. 5:48 to play first quarter.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
Well, you can't say start to bust in the first quarter.
Oh, boy.
But it's getting close.
Yeah, it's just complete domination by Bismarck. That was a 9-play drive, about 5 minutes, went 65 yards, got a couple first downs, a couple of those big plays, a 29-yard catch by Hankey, as well as a 24-yard run by Hafner.
Hankey puts a left boot into it. Oliver Jensen, it sails over his head into the end zone. Another touchback coming, and Century takes over at the 20. I think the Demons might know that Century's won the last 5 in this matchup, and the Demons have come to play tonight.
Well, not only have they won the last 5, Todd, Bismarck hasn't scored for 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that sure was going for their mind. The last time the Demons won it, well, they won the state championship in 2018. So not all these guys, they weren't playing back then, but surely that's Bismarck High's, looking at that point to say, hey, that's where we want to be.
First and 10 Century, they hand it off, delay, ball's loose again, and this one is on the turf, and it's going to be recovered by the Demons. I think it was Ashton Molsoff.
It is.
With the fumble recovery, Century has touched it 3 times, and they fumbled it twice. Can you believe it? Get a look at this replay as handoff went to Lil, and the ball just kind of squirted up in the air, Chuck, I don't know if Lil ever had a good handle on it.
Well, he tried to cut it back, and when he did, he tried to move the ball, I think, to his left hand, and the ball popped up in the air, and right there was Molsoff. So, not going as it should be right now so 2 fumbles by Lil.
Yikes. The field is tilted from right to left. The Demons have it again. Back to pass, Hafner into the flat. He's got his receiver in the flat. It's caught by Bridger Owens. He turns it up the far sidelines. He's into the Serve Pro red zone. Bismarck High can do no wrong.
Well, one thing you mentioned, Todd, is you talked about Bismarck High doing, what can they do in the pass? And when you set the run up like they have, where they've got 100 plus yards and 3 touchdowns rushing, it opens up things like that. The little play action pass where all of a sudden now you fake the handoff to your fullback and you get it to him in the flat.
Hafner under center, handoff goes to a new fullback in there. It wasn't Bridger Owens. We'll get the number here. No, it was Bridger Owens, I beg your pardon. Looked like it was a 4 in that jersey, but it's Owens toting it down inside the 10, mark him down at the 7. Gain of 5, so Bismarck High, productive first down play. And they're looking for their 4th touchdown here of the first stanza.
If you're Coach Wingenbach, you got to be standing there in disbelief.
Yeah.
Like, how can this happen? You prep all week, you talk about a rivalry game, and you come out and just don't perform.
Hafner taking his time. This time they give it to Hankey again. Off right tackle, shedding a tackle or 2, closing it on the goal line, finally snuffed out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal upcoming for the Demons.
Yeah, they just held on as he just kind of tiptoed his way. He kept going forward, but was slowly bouncing his way outside. The Patriots finally pushed him out of bounds, short of the touchdown area, but it's now 1st and goal. They were able to pick up a first down on that play.
Yeah, officially they marked him out at the 2, so it's 1st and goal from the 2. Henke dots the I again. Owens is the fullback. Hafner's just going to sneak it, and he pile drives his way in. Touchdown!
And everybody was probably keying on Henke, saying, oh, he's got 3. You want to get him 4? Where are you going? If I'm a linebacker, you might be a little bit on your back heels. And instead, Hafner, who can run the ball extremely hard, he's got 7 touchdowns, make it 8 now on the season as he steps up, and just a nice push. I'm not even going to say what the Eagles call it because I've heard it so many times. I think I heard Don Mizzo say it like 7,000 times in the UND NDSU game, and ultimately he scores a quarterback sneak, we're going to call it, TD.
Henke's extra point splits the uprights, and the Demons in cruise control. They lead by 4 touchdowns in the first quarter in this rivalry game. 4:21 to play, first stanza. BNC Bank scoreboard. Bismarck 28, Century 0.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one, okay. I right, 40 power? No. You don't want that one either? All right, go Kickoff. Get out of here, let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Bookends of mine, huh?
Yeah. Getting set for the ensuing kickoff. Todd Domres, Chuck Clairmont back at the Bismarck Community Bowl. Henke with a hand up and the run up. Oh, this one's returnable as Oliver Jensen fields it at the 2, backed up to the 1, slips through a tackle at the 5, barely gets past the 10. He submarines his way out to the 13-yard line. Knocked down there by Elijah Heupel.
Good coverage by Heupel as he just busted down there, went down, caught him on the toes, tripped him up right there. But that drive, TD, 4 plays, 25 yards after the Lil fumble. Minute 24, got a couple first downs, and the push from Quinn Hafner into the end zone. He has 2 carries now for 26 yards and a touchdown. So Demons dominant right now. Elsewhere on the BNC Bank scoreboard, Shanley up 47-14 end of the first half over St. Mary's. Davies up by 2 touchdowns over Legacy. Close to the halftime there, and Minot up 10-0, just short of the end of the first quarter.
Twardowski out of the gun, quarterback draw. Got a good gain and a first down. First one of the night for the Century Patriots as Twardowski pile drives his way out to the 27-yard line on a good gain for Century. I like to call it the behind barrage.
It's better than whatever else they've been calling it. It is the tush push that just it doesn't sound football-y.
No.
You know what I mean? That's not a football term.
Yeah.
And so, it's that is not what the Demons did. Hafner just pretty much stuck his head down and ran over behind Larson and Eggberg.
That was a quarterback sneak.
Yep.
We used to see Hayden Gibson do that.
Oh, yeah.
Saw Esley Thornton do that a couple 10 times. As this time Gavin Lill gets the tote. Right between the guards as Lill cranks his way out to the 29-yard line. He's spilled there. Looked like it was Luke Doctor from his defensive end position that was the first guy to put a maroon hat on him. Those are still maroon hats, right? Yeah. Got the blacks on tonight, do the Demons?
Yeah, so I asked Coach Drew Thomas, are you following UNDs and all? They're all blacks in their business suits.
2nd down and 8, wide side run. Here comes Lill, cuts it up. Hey, that's a productive run for Gavin Lill, and he held onto the football. He's had butterfingers tonight as back-to-back sticks for Luke Doctor is a talented multi-sport athlete, the 225-pound senior defensive end for Bismarck High.
Yeah, he had some interference in front of him, Gavin did, and ultimately the defensive end just kind of stayed with it. Luke Doctor on the left side was able to shed his blocker, go down and sure-handed tackle on Gavin Lill, his 3rd carry now.
Football family, football name right there, Luke Doctor, right?
Yeah, for sure, and his father played for NDSU.
3rd down and 6. Twardowski's got time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Can he scramble for a first down? Oh, yes, he does. Well, he's close to it. I think he's going to ultimately end up getting it as a physical finish to that run for the senior Michael Twardowski.
Well, I'm pointing to Ross Fisher, TD, but I don't think he got the tackle. He got hit, and then Twardowski bounced off of him and just kind of hesitated, but he didn't get the tackle. But ultimately, he delayed him long enough for the rest of the guys to come in and make the tackle.
New set of downs. The chains move as now you get an injured Century Patriot. As I wonder if somebody cramped up there. As
you see Carlson in the football game, as we talked about him playing both ways tonight.
Oh, it's a finger.
Now they got Ole Taylor coming in. He is a starting right guard, but he also starts on defense. So that's the position that Carlson is coming in. And so they're looking at his finger. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, Grant Carlson, I think, has got the old dislocated finger.
Yeah.
That happened to my daughter one time, and it's one of those that'll make you kind of cringe. Is you get somebody that knows what they're doing, they can set that back into place, but that is one thing that you do not want to see is a finger pointing the wrong direction while we're having an injury timeout here. I can tell you that tonight's game brought to you by the UPS store. They're located on South Broadway in Minot in the Marketplace Foods Plaza, and they're there for all your packing and shipping needs. Tonight's game also brought to you by Minot State. 96% of their grads employed or continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period.
Appreciate my hunting buddy, Ron Wilson, and the family watching tonight. We went up to Walhalla, TD, up in your neck of the woods. Didn't see any elk, but had a good time at Jackson's Bar in Walhalla.
Heard you drove through right down Main Street.
We did, and absolutely.
Quick hitter. Is that a backwards pass?
He's saying incomplete, but I'm with you, TD. Almost looked like he threw it behind him. The officials are going to come in and say Nodlin did not catch it. He dropped it. He had 3 Demons right in front of him. I don't think he was going anywhere.
Yeah, a little quick hitter to the wide receiver / backup quarterback, Drew Nodlin. Couldn't haul that in, no gain. I almost thought that was backwards. I think it would have ended the same result because he probably would have fell in it right on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
But
yeah, it actually looked like it was thrown back to the 35 or 36-yard line, which would have been behind him.
Trips to the short side of the field. That's the right of Twardowski. And a delay handoff goes to Lil. Back on the left side between the hash marks. Flag flies in. Lil eclipses the 40. Buries his head down to the 42-yard line. Stacked up there by Tyson Jangula, but I think this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, I think so too. Jangula, he's having just a tremendous season. Leading tackler. He also has 5 sacks for the Demons, and just one of those guys on defensive end. You throw him and Luke Doctor there, and then you can just count on those guys to, they stay in their lanes. I've talked to some, Coach Gibson and other coaches about these guys. They just love it when they have defensive ends that can, gain the point of attack and force these running backs to go inside, funnel them to their great linebackers.
Well, not much has gone right in this first quarter, and it's going to end in about 1 minute and 19 seconds for Century. And now they're facing a 2nd down and 20 after that holding call on the Patriots. Couple receivers right, make it 3. Lil is in the slot. Twardowski out of the gun. Couple steps back from there, rushes on, into the flat. Gavin Lil has it. Pulled that pass in at the 40-yard line. That was a line drive strike. Pushed out of bounds by Ashton Molsov.
Like the play calls, Lil is such a great just offensive player in general. We talked about him in the pregame, and they just line him up in that trips formation, and they put him upfield and go hard to the outside. And the quarterback, Twardowski, read the receiver that was open. He was the one in the flat, hit him with a nice pass.
17-yard gain, 3rd down upcoming. It was 2nd and long after the holding penalty, and Century now with 1 minute to play and 2 seconds to play in the first quarter. Century facing a 3rd down and a long 3. Quarterback draw, Twardowski, close. It's all going to depend on the spot as he was spilled there by Jangula once again.
I think they're going to give it to him right away, Todd. It was that forward lean by Twardowski. He has been their best weapon right now. He has ran the ball hard, thrown the ball. That last one was right on the money. 3rd first down of this drive.
Well, the Century sideline hasn't had a lot to cheer about here in the first quarter, I beg your pardon, as now with half a minute to play in that first quarter, Century down 28-0 as a 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Handoff goes to Zimmerman. Oh, they're raking at it, and that came out.
They did not call. The whistle didn't blow even when his forward progress stopped, TD. We could hear the whistle there, and ultimately the Demons kept digging, and they pulled it out. The ball came out right here, as you see on the at the end of the play. Two guys were right on it. I think Schlaffman was one of them. They ripped it out of Zimmerman's hands, and fumble number 3. And Harvison, the free safety, came flying in there and got the fumble recovery.
Yeah, that was just a good job by the Demons. You get somebody stood up like that, and they were raking at it. 1st and 10 Demons. Doctor left to right again. Hafner tosses it. Now a reverse. Oh, off the hands of McNichols. Picks it up, and he can't get away. Gang tackled by Century, and a little miscue here to end the first quarter by the Bismarck Demons.
Loss way back to the 35. I mean, give him a loss of 17 on the play as McNichols, the toss to him. I couldn't tell in the play, Todd, if he took his eyes off it or what exactly happened, but down in the field for the Patriots, somebody's down.
Austin Smith is down. He's starting center, playing defensive line also for Century, and it's a big loss on the fumble reverse for the Demons, and that will put us at the end of the first quarter. Quarter break. 1 quarter in the books. It's all Bismarck High. 28 Buff on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We're back with quarter number 2 after this timeout on the PSB Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Austin Smith not putting any weight at all on that leg as he has helped favoring that left knee as starting the second quarter of play, Demons have it. 2nd down and 22 after the fumbled reverse. Hafner steps up in the pocket, flips it. Is that a fumble or an incomplete pass? And they're going to whistle it incomplete as Hafner tried to Patrick Mahomes that baby and sidearm it, but he was looking for Preston Lamar. Or Lemaire. Thank you.
Stepped up in the pocket and almost had a chance of getting a good play there, Todd. I could not catch the number of the Patriot. He was coming around from behind to pull him down as it was just trying to shuffle it forward to Preston Lemaire. And Lemaire, since he has came back from injury, he has really been a big help. I haven't got a chance to talk to him about Lemaire. And, man, he's really added a lot to this Demon offense.
Yeah, all of a sudden you look up and he's the leading receiver for Bismarck High. Motion to the near side, 3rd down and a mile. Hafner standing tall, lofts it down the sideline. Oh, almost a great grab. Is just about hauling that baby in was Deegan Stottinger. Coverage back there by Gavin Lill. And that was in the midst of Stottinger for a moment.
Yeah, he underthrew the football, and so Stottinger kind of stepped in front of Gavin Lill, who was all over him in perfect coverage, and had the ball hit his hands. It popped up in the air, and he almost had a second chance as he was falling to the ground, but could not pull it in. So the Demons finally, after 4 possessions, their 5th, they get stopped.
Yeah, did they get stopped or did they just fumble a reverse?
Okay, maybe that's it. But if you're a Patriots fan, you're going to go if they got stopped.
Yep. High snap. Henke has it. Big boot. Jensen all the way back to the 16. Retreats, stops, gets to the 17, and he is gang marooned. Back to the 19-yard line, and Isaac Valley?
No, the tackle was by the Demons, Brock Newman, 81.
Thank you.
Yep.
What am I thinking?
Well, you were looking at 81 on the Patriot side.
Oh, yeah. Isaac Valentine.
Why? How? I have called a number of games and my throat has not bugged me, TD. All of a sudden now I'm coughing. What's going on?
I knew I wanted to talk about Isaac Valley. He'll be one of the best returning Century Patriots swimmers this year. He was a talented freshman, that young guy. Has got a bright future in front of him. Toss to the right side for Gavin Lill. Line of the scrimmage was the 19-yard line. Out past the 20 goes Lill. Favored that right side outside the numbers, and he gets to the 22-yard line, give him 3. Been a tough sled for Gavin Lill. He hasn't hung on to the football, and he didn't have much to show for it.
No, with 3 yards on that run, it's 4 carries for 15 yards. Twardowski leaves him with 24.
Well, if you ever needed a spark, Century could use one. Down 28-zip here early in the second quarter. Century will spread it out. Twardowski's going to run it. Quarterback keep, and maybe gets to the 25. Just barely past it. Give him 3. Smacked down there by Aiden Schlafman in the nose.
Battled with a backup center. We'll see who this is now because Smith was out. He's the center, TD. Now Carlson is in. I'm not sure if he's playing center. We'll take a look at that to see actually who's snapping the football. He might be. Yeah, he looks like he might be the backup center. So Grant Carlson in. He was battling with Schlafman.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yep. He's the one that has the football in his hand. 3rd down and 5 for Century. Trips left. Twardowski going to keep it. And Bismarck High was ready for that. QB draw. Maybe got a couple. And then he got belted down, sandwiched and tag teamed by Braxton Just and Aiden Schlafman.
Schlafman again, good play, and then Just read it. He was right there. As they love that quarterback snap and where the quarterback just runs right in. He picks a hole. I mean, Twardowski's ran 98 times, over 100 times now in the season from a quarterback.
Alex Zur back to receive this Christian Jangula punt. Low lining kick. Zur lets it bounce to 35, picks it up 31. Oh, and he's got a nice return right up to midfield. Goes Alex Zur.
And he is quick, TD. He is electric. You talk to the players, the parents and coaches, and they say this kid isn't big, but holy cow, he's electric. And he showed there that he caught that punt on the bounce, and you blinked and he was 10 yards up.
Yeah, it was barely ankle tackled there by Jairus Burkhardt to save a touchdown for the Patriots special teams unit. Well, Bismarck High has been operating on all cylinders, and they have it up 28 points and 1st and 10 right from the midfield stripe. Hafner will set him down. Receiver to each side, fullback handoff as Bridger Owens shook one tackle as Zimmerman had him in the backfield, but Owens is going to muscle his way for a couple yards before finally Ian Schweigert is the one to finish him off.
Well, it's hard to run when you got somebody grabbing both legs. And Schweigert, these nose guards and back-to-back possessions, Schlafman on the Demon side and now Schweigert as they're making plays.
Well, Carter Henke's been a decoy for about 10 plays in a row now. I'm forecasting right now Charlie's going to get it. Doctor from left to right. They overload that right side. They'll toss it to Henke. He comes right. Tries to bounce it outside. Gets to the edge. Slips through a couple, and he dives ahead close to the sticks. Mark him down to 40.
They pulled that backside tackle, TD. Oh, Harlestead, I have him at 72. He's wearing 73 today. So Harlestead, he was pulling outside. He actually balked his guy outside, but he hit him hard enough that it didn't matter because he wasn't in tackling formation as Henke went by him to pick up 8.
And they give him a 1st down. Got it right to the 40. Line of scrimmage was midfield, so a new set of downs for the Demons. Steady dose of Carter Hankey, and this time Bismarck Century up to the task. Schweigert again to wrestle him down.
Yeah, also hanging out there was Taylor was helping him out too, but Schweigert is having a heck of a game. He is battling Sam Larson right now there at the nose guard in the center, and Schweigert's the freshman's winning that battle.
I was going to say, how many ninth graders you see playing nose guard in the WDA or 3A football?
None.
Yeah.
One. Even Schweigert.
Not very many. His older brother got some time as a freshman.
Yep.
Loss of one in the play. A couple TFLs for Schweigert here as a handoff. This time goes to Hankey. Slips through a tackle of Preston Zimmerman. Finally brings him down. It was Cash Weisenberg had a chance to bring down Hankey early in that run, but Carter got away, and he's finished off after a gain of 3.
They were really trying to rip the football loose there as the gang tackle. You hold them up, and I'm going to try to rip it away, and Hankey just doing a great job holding the ball tight, high and tight.
Bismarck High splits out.
It's like our haircut nowadays, TD, high and tight.
Ty Lutzen wide left. Motion by McNichols, fake to him. Hafner right down Broadway. The lane opens. The Red Sea opens. Into the red zone goes Hafner. And a big gallop down to the 15-yard line. Rivers Martin there as the last line of defense for the Patriots.
Well, Bridger Owens, these last 2 possessions, Quinn Hafner, he's read the play, faked that handoff, and then just ran hard behind his lineman. 24 yards in the first time he touched it. This time he got 23, so 3 carries for 49 yards for the quarterback.
Into the Servpro red zone go the Demons again. Hankey dots the I. Misdirection handoff. Here comes Lemaire. Skips through a tackle at the 15, and then he is dropped down by Gavin Lill at the 11-yard line as little misdirection. Get the ball into a playmaker's hands like Preston Lemaire and made positive things happen.
Yeah, and that was a sure-handed tackle by Gavin Lill because he kind of weaved his way in and out of traffic right there and got outside, and it was just Lill between Lill and the end line, and Lill made a great touchdown-saving tackle.
Hankey with an offset eye behind Hafner. They jab right, they go left. Hankey is loose. 10-5, touchdown. Hankey one more time for the Demons.
4th touchdown for Hankey, and this time again off the left side. Huge run right there is behind Heupel and Eggberg. They gave it to him, and he just followed his blockers. And then, of course, Bridger Owens, he came in and just ran right over the top of Rivers Martin, and nobody touched Hankey on his way for 11-yard touchdown run.
34-0 in the first half. Carter Hankey looks to tack on one more. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and the left foot slams it through for the Demons. A touchdown timeout, and Bismarck High is rolling. 35-0 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Back with the ensuing kickoff after this break on the PSP Network.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country. We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Demons with a vengeance tonight.
Yeah, that 7 plays, 50 yards, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. A couple first downs. Hankey finishes it off with his 4th touchdown of the game.
Century bobbles it. Oliver Jensen makes a man miss at the 10. Pirouettes at the 15, and he's finally knocked down at the 20-yard line by Aiden Tincher.
Well, can the Patriots do something this time?
Well, now you might just need some mojo. I mean, some positive energy, something to go right for your team, just so you can have something to talk about at halftime.
Yeah, they need something, that's for sure.
If ends BNC Bank brings you our scoreboard, your life's busy. They make managing money easy. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. You can visit BNC Bank online at bnc.bank.
I would not have predicted this, Todd. I felt that the Patriots were going to give the Demons a heck of a fight tonight.
I thought so too. Twardowski, play action. Rolling, stops, flushed, and he's going to be sacked. Yes, sir. Bismarck highs Devin Garner. Yeah, 67. Drevin Garner, the senior 200-pounder.
Playing left defensive end for Luke Doctor. He gets spelled a couple plays, and he comes in and gets a sack, first one of the game.
That guy looks like a defensive end. Yeah, a defensive end frame, does Garner. 5 minutes to play first half. Second down and 12 after the sack. Twardowski sets up the middle screen. They got it to Lil with a couple blockers in front of him, but that's pretty good discipline by that Demons defense as they stayed home, and Connor Harbison, the free safety, was there to mop it up.
Yeah, what a play as he went down low, Todd, and he was getting blocked initially, and Harbison came, was right there, the free safety, just 5'8", 160, was able to go down low, grab the leg of Lil, when I think Lil was expecting to get through that first kind of wave of guys. Still picked up 5 yards, but thought it was going to be a lot more.
Third down and 6 for Century from the near side hash mark. Trips to the right of Michael Twardowski. Man, he is under pressure. Rolling, directing traffic, comes back over the middle. Ooh, dangerous pass, almost picked off by Harbison as he was looking for Gavin Lill again, and that it was probably good that it was 5 yards in front of Gavin Lill, because that would have been picked.
Yeah, when you're going to your right, and Lill was going to the middle, so he was going opposite of him, and he tried to throw back against his body. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, you can talk to the Bills quarterback, those guys. Yep, they got that, but. Mike, you probably should have just tucked that one up and ran it, but you got away with it.
Jangula line driving spiral punt. Zur has it at the 30. And, a good special teams play as flags fly in as Jackson burst. That's not easy to do. Mano a mano in a lot of space, and Burst somehow got Zur to the ground.
Then I think it was holding on the outside here, so it might go back 10 more yards. 47-yard punt, so they've got 4 punts over 40 yards. So one thing that Jangla's been doing is he's been busting his punts.
Hey fans, tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State. The best way to predict your future is to create it. With 100 areas of study at Minot State, you can earn your degree for the career you desire at Minot State University. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Planet Pizza. Your mouth and belly will thank you. Call them now at 701-852-1700.
So I'm sorry, Todd, they didn't tack anything off in the penalty. And maybe they picked it up. I'm not sure. But
Shotgun for Hafner. 4:02 to play, and now before we get started, haven't been a lot of mistakes in tonight's game.
A first penalty for the Demons. I mean, the last one, if they picked up, that might have been it. That first one there, is it going to call like a 5-yard procedure penalty? Yep.
Yep.
So Century does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and the running clock provision is going to be in full effect. So don't blink. That second half is going to go fast if the score stays like it is.
Yeah, Century, I mean, from their perspective, hopefully they come out and establish something and get a score, and, and they can get themselves in the playoffs next week. Now, you look at that Bismarck High, who knows where they finish, but right now, if Century finishes where they're at, that'd be 7. They would play Minot in the first round.
Handoff, wide side run, Hankey. Grabbed at the shoulder pad, and he broke that tackle and picks up a couple. It looked like it was Evan Schmidt and Kane Nelson there to tag team him down.
You're just not pulling him down initially, as it was an arm tackle. They had a hold of the shoulder pad up high, and he just ripped his way out of that one, backed his way into a gain of 3 yards.
3.5 to play. Second down and 12. Hafner under duress drops it over the middle, and Lemaire has it.
That's that play, Todd. Kane Nelson makes a tackle. That play that he stepped up before, a late crossing by Lemaire as he starts out in the flank on the left side. Takes him a long time to kind of come across. Quarterback steps up, a little flip. This time he completed it, but a great job by Nelson, their leading tackler. He steps up and hits him right there. Just a short gain in the play, so nice play by the defender.
And it's so easy for those linebackers to get out of position. So again, good role and responsibility there by your middle backer to stay home and make a play in space. Kane Nelson showed right there why he's a leading tackler for Century. Hafner back to pass, 3rd and 10. Swing pass. Henke in the flats. Oh, nice play on the edge. Really nice play. Kane Nelson doing it back-to-back for the Patriots.
Well, the idea there was a swing pass, and Henke, who normally is really good setting up his blockers, he just blew off Bridger Owens. Owens didn't get a chance to get out there in front. He's the guy that was supposed to block Kane Nelson, but just let's give credit to Kane Nelson on another great play.
Bismarck High taking their time here. They still got 20 on the play clock, so special teams will get organized on the far sideline and try to limit as much time as possible. It looks like the Demons may just call a timeout here. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. As Demons do burn a timeout. That's a Hub International Insurance timeout. They're located at 4204 Boulder Ridge Road in Northwest Bismarck. And you can call them today for all your personal and business insurance needs. We break all Bismarck High, 35-0 late in the first half here on the PSP Network.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Stay tuned. Coming up at halftime, our Sport Clips halftime show. You can feel like an MVP with their MVP haircut experience at Sport Clips. You can call and check in online with a hairstylist today at sportclips.com. They'll bring you our halftime here in just a few ticks of the clock. Reminder to stay tuned to PSP's social media channels of Twitter and Facebook for our upcoming playoff football schedule, as we'll figure out the broadcast rights early next week and which games we can bring you on the PSP network. As Henke's back to punt from his 20-yard line, boot into it. Lil from the 29, 35, angling for the Century boundary, and he's ushered out there at the 42-yard line as Brock Newman showed him into the Patriot bench. And Century, let's see if they can mount a late scoring drive here in the first half.
Yeah, it was a nice return. I mean, a decent kick, 37 yards, but kind of a low liner, and Gavin Lill just took it to the wide side of the field. Picked up 13 yards on that return. Trying to effort a man-dan score. Our score streamed as we follow. They don't keep it up.
Twardowski back to pass, 1st and 10. Patriots looking deep and too tall for his intended receiver, Gavin Lill. Streaking at the numbers, fell incomplete at the 35-yard line. Closest Demon there was the black shirt of Connor Harbison.
Well, Harbison, we've called his name a ton today, Todd. Has got a fumble recovery, got a couple tackles on the last possession, and now he's right there guarding man-to-man Gavin Lill.
Century 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage is their 42. And Twardowski will be out of the gun again.
Just 2 of 11 passing for 22 yards today.
Quick hitter. He's got Drew Nodlin. Catches it immediately and falls out of bounds. Nope, he did not fall out of bounds. They're going to say the clock's going to continue to roll as Jaron McNichols will be credited with the tackle.
He was nearest Demon in the area. He got the old hand tap. Get yourself in the focus of the defense. Hey, I was close, coach.
Somebody
solo tackle.
Somebody running the stats. That's that guy that gets off the pile late that was never in the play, and he always gets credited for all the tackles, right? 3rd down and 8. Century's been in 3rd down and long a lot, and now Coach Wingenbach doesn't like what he sees here with the play clock dwindling down, and Century against the chains. They'll burn a Hub International Insurance timeout. Your local Hub agents, Josh Cattell or Michael Borman, contact them at 355-3100 for your personal and business insurance needs. 35-0 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. The end of the first half coming after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
Well, we got a BNC scoreboard update from across the Big Muddy over in Mandan. I don't think the defense showed up. They're playing 7-on-0 shell.
55-35. Cheyenne leads Mandan with 7 minutes left in the 3rd. That's a lot of points, Todd. 90 points in little over 24 and 5, 29 minutes, and you got 90 points. That's crazy.
Twardowski back to pass, swing pass. He's got Gavin Lill, and that's good pursuit. The Demons limit that to about a 1-yard gain. The dangerous Gavin Lill is knocked down by Ross Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher came up, made a nice play, and there was 2 other Demons right there in the vicinity as well. Coulter Harvison was there, and that was just a nice, crazy, good defense there. Now, is Century, will they go for it? How long can they run this down? And will the Demons call a timeout and force them to punt?
I don't see Jangula out there. So Century, I guess you're down 35. Why the heck not? And, yeah, maybe now Ron Wingenbach's going to think the better of it as he'll come out with 24 seconds to play here in the first half. Timeout brought to you, as always, by Hub International Insurance. They're a leading North American insurance brokerage. Good to work with Josh Cattell and Michael Borman. Hey, we missed Leif Olson.
What?
No, we miss him as our insurance agent with Hub International Insurance.
We miss him big time. Nothing against Josh.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Leif was a legend. Now he's mowing lawns and enjoying life, not having to worry about any stress. Coaching golf and Mary,
exactly. Speaking of that, the Marauders home tomorrow.
Trying to get the first win, right?
Yeah. Might come check that one out tomorrow myself.
Is that tomorrow?
Well, I'm sorry. I keep thinking today's Friday.
Yeah, I know. It seems like it is.
You're absolutely right. Thanks for keeping me out of the ditch there, partner.
That's what I do, TD.
Game's going to be
Safety Council.
Saturday at 2 as Twardowski under pressure, and he has to just throw it away as that went nowhere, and he's going to be, is that going to be grounding or just an incomplete pass? I think there's a receiver near enough as.
He didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage as part of the thing, and I think in the pros, wouldn't that be?
That would be
right?
Grounding, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
James Nagel had extreme pressure on Twardowski as.
Dale Colby called a blitz, which he's so good at doing. Drawn up so the Demons will have the football.
Yeah, with 19 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining for Bismarck High. That's, hey, they haven't needed much time. Scored twice in 36 seconds in the first quarter. So Bismarck High on the attack, looking for more. Well, maybe they're just going to run the football here, but toss play, and Tincher has a run is outside the numbers. He's got a first down. Clock will stop with 12 seconds to play. I think the Demons probably going to burn a timeout here, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you're right. They're right out. You're all over that one, Todd. Tincher, it'll be the. Oh, they're not.
Yep, they did call their second timeout. Did the Bismarck Demons? I was like, how come the clock didn't start? Because as soon as they set the down markers, that clock would have rolled after the tackle was made with 12 seconds to play. Well, we'll keep this right here. We can tell you that after the game tonight, we'll have our planning team financial advisors and Shots Crossroads post-game. Planning team financial advisors helping clients work towards financial freedom. And Shots Crossroads, your post-game headquarters, you can order online at shotscrossroads.com.
Well, 12 seconds, I mean, if you're going to go into the end zone, which I don't know if they will, but see if they dial it up. Why not? I mean, to me, it's kind of one of those things, okay, this is an opportunity to practice an end of game and to have something play.
Yeah, get a few yards and kick a field goal, or work on some aspect of your game.
And that is something too, because they do have a timeout, right? They have one left.
One left. Yep.
So they. Oh, wait a minute. Do they? No, they don't.
Oh, no, that was
they
the
just
last
called
one.
the last one. Okay, because I was going to say they could conceivably try a field goal. Henke might have the leg to kick 46 yards, but they're not going to do it.
12 seconds to play in the half. 1st and 10 Demons from the Century 31-yard line. Hafner out of the gun. Steps back. Looking deep. Lemaire and Lil, a jump ball at the goal line, and that falls incomplete.
Still have one more play. It was 3 deep zone with Rivers Martin playing the middle, and Gavin Lillo was the guy who had the deep zone on the left side, and he had good coverage all over, but you wanted to throw that jump ball on that replay, Todd, throw it up in the air. And hey, speaking of replays, fans, if anybody's looking to sponsor replays, we got right.
I think it's sold.
Oh, lovely. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, not in place tonight. But I think our friends at Ryan Chevrolet are going to be our
lovely
our replay sponsors going forward. Here's 4th down, handoff Hafner. 30, 25, carries a tackler down to the 15, and that's the way the first half will go into the books with a bruising run by the QB, Quinn Hafner. And that will be a happy halftime for the Bismarck Demons. Century looking to regroup after they got whitewashed here in the first 24 minutes. Sport Clips halftime comes up next. BNC Bank scoreboard. Halftime score from the Community Bowl. Bismarck 35, Century 0. Halftime activities are next on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
This presentation on the PSP Network.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
Yeah, well, that tells you a lot right there. We're on our Sport Clips halftime. That number's offset on the top. 35-0. Bismarck High in cruise control here in the first half. They forced turnovers. They got big plays, stout defense. Yeah, Demons came to play tonight, partner.
Yeah, their keys, they hit them all, right? Dominated the line of scrimmage, and Century did not rebound when they needed to. They had turnovers last week. And exactly the same thing happened again. So two halves that Coach Wingenbach wants to forget. Just 14 plays last week and a couple turnovers. Well, this week they had, I think, 22 plays in the first half, or I don't think I know. 22 plays for just 66 yards and 3 turnovers. So two halves, let's not even watch them because we didn't do anything right.
Sport Clips brings you our halftime. They keep you looking your best. You can check in online with a hairstylist today at sportclips.com. As couple things we'll take care of here in our Sport Clips halftime. We'll run through a B&C scoreboard update in just a second. And right now, Chuck, let's give you those Sport Clips halftime numbers, as the numbers are going to tell you that it was a Demon domination in the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, let's hit the Patriots first in terms of their individual offensive stats. As Twardowski, the quarterback, 7 rushes for 27 yards. Lil, 4 carries for 15, including 2 fumbles tonight. And Preston Zimmerman had 1 carry for a net 0 yards, but also had a fumble tonight. Twardowski throwing the football 4 of 10, 24 yards. 3 of those catches to Gavin Lill for 22 yards. And then Cale Schomer had 1 catch for 2 yards. For the Demons, Carter Henke, 11 touches, 4 touchdowns. That's pretty good math. Their TD is a little over 35%, so touch to touchdown ratio is 11 carries, 144 for Henke. He has touchdowns of 80, 26, 2, and 11. Bridger Owens, 4 carries for 7 yards. And then Quinn Hafner, he had a really good, solid first half. 4 carries, 66 yards. He had a 2-yard touchdown run. And Aiden Tincher, 2 carries in a backup role for 18 yards. Lemaire had a carry for 4. Staudinger had 1 rush for 2 yards, and McNichols, that was a minus 12. I had that one way wrong, so that really messed up some team stats. I'll figure that out. I had 1 rush for minus 12. Quinn Hafner, 4 of 7 passing, 45 yards. Henke had 2 of those catches for 29. So Henke, 13 touches, 173. Lemaire had a catch for 3 yards, and Bridger Owens had 1 catch for 13 yards. So team statistics, I need to back off 24 yards on their Todd, so give me 1 second. So 24 carries for 229 net yards for the Demons in the first half. Century just 12 carries for 42 yards. Both teams completed 4 balls in the first half. 45 yards for the Demons, 24 for Century. So total tonight in this first half, the Demons have 31 total plays for 275 yards already in the first half. The Patriots 22 plays for just 66 yards. No fumbles for Bismarck High. The Patriots have dropped it 3 times and have lost it 3 times. Henke, are both teams punting the ball very well. Henke with 2 kicks for 40.5-yard average, and then 45 for Jangula on his 3 kicks. Well, no penalties, or not very many. 1 for the Demons for 5. Century just has 1 for 10. 8 first downs for the BHS, and CHS has 3. A sack by a backup for Bismarck High. That was Drevin Garner. And then there were some TFLs. I know Schweigert had a couple for the Patriots, but you look at those stats, 275 yards to 67, 3 turnovers to 0. That's why we're at 35 buff at halftime.
That smells like a landslide right there as Bismarck High. Impressive. Well done with those numbers. As here's your BNC scoreboard update here on our halftime show as updated scores as Shanley. There isn't a close game on the slate, and there's a lot of points being scored tonight in 3A football as Shanley leads St. Mary's 55-35. Davies is taking care of Legacy 43-15. Of course, here Bismarck High up big. Minot's shutting out West Fargo 24-0. That's a game we have on the PSP network. And updated score from Mandan. Cheyenne's put one more on the board. They now lead 63-35. Cheyenne putting one on the Mandan Braves as we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more of our halftime. Bismarck High leading 35-0 over their rival, crosstown rivals, the Century Patriots. No points on the board for Century here in the first half.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Back at halftime, there you get a look at the construction project right behind us over at BSC, their Polytechnic Center. And a big announcement this week by our colleague Myron Schultz is they're going to replace the Armory and build a new facility. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice over there at BSC. Big things happening on the Bismarck State College campus as that's pretty cool. That's going to be a nice, well, the Armory was never really built for basketball and everything else. It's been doing its job for a lot of years, but as you know, now is the time as there you get a look at the National Energy Center of Excellence as cool things happening over at Bismarck State College. 35-0 Century on the short end of this one as Bismarck High has put it on. Here's a quick halftime highlight as, hey, what made Carter Hankey score in the first half?
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. All right, here's one of them. Yes, Carter Hankey. Well, it wasn't much of it. The waltz into the end zone there for Carter Hankey. I'll find a better one than that.
That's all right. Hey, we're getting in this replay, which is so fun that we haven't been able to do that, and so that took a lot of research to find the technology and the app and whatever else to bring that on, and we're. You know, there's a lot of thing that goes on behind the scenes with the replay to saving it to finding the file to everything else, Todd, and. I mean, and we're doing it all. We don't have a producer in the background taking care of it. I should say you. I'm not doing any of it. I'm watching you do it. And so one of these days I'll probably have to learn it. But
all right, let's try this one. Maybe this is a little better halftime highlight. Carter Hankey, 4 touch. Oh, yeah, that was another one. He just waltzed into the end zone. So, yeah, we're trying. You know how it goes some nights. Some nights you win, some nights you don't.
That's all right. Well, Hankey scored 4 times. First one was 80 yards in his first touch. The Demons, that was about 11 seconds is all that one took. And then after the fumble, Hankey scores again from 26 yards out on the second play. Third possession, well, it took him a little longer than that, 9 plays, but he goes in from 2 yards out. Then Hafner finally adds a touchdown. So he got in. He's like, I'm not giving it to you anymore. I'm keeping this one myself. Coach Gibson's son did that one a lot. He called that one a lot for his son. He'd give me crap about that one, but it happened a lot. I think he probably has a record for how many quarterback touchdowns, quarterback sneaks there were in his son Dalton. Not Dalton. The heck?
Hayden,
jeez. Hayden Dalton Feeney, Hayden Gibson. And then Hankey ends the scoring in the first half at 5:48 mark with 11-yard touchdown run. That kick was good too. So 35-0. And Century has done nothing. They had one possession where they had it going, took over at their 13, got out to the 48-yard line, had a first down. Zimmerman gets that strip from Doctor, which we may or may not see at some point in time today. And that was a kind of a play that thwarted the only Century drive of the day.
Well, Century will have the football first here as our thanks to Sport Clips for bringing you our halftime, and get that MVP haircut experience at sportclips.com. Short kickoff, bobbled by Zimmerman. It's on his helmet. Oh, and he had to fall on it.
Ooh, Zimmerman's got butterfingers tonight.
Most of the Century team has butterfingers tonight.
Who would have thunk it 3 years ago, TD, when we made the huge move, you and Woody and I, the huge move to step into PSP, that 3 years later, think of the changes and everything else that's gone on. Pretty amazing.
We literally started with digital radio.
That's exactly right.
And now, I don't know if you know it, but we got 3 of us here, and we got 4 camera views. We got a scoreboard interface. We got replay. We got, it's really cool stuff. If you want to be part of it, you can talk to us about getting sponsorships on the PSP network. 1st and 10 is pass incomplete is Twardowski. He has been under duress the entire night. He was looking for Schomer there in the near side flat.
He had Nagel again on his tail as he was going after him. It was Nagel was there. Just was there. Both linebackers. Coach Colby is recognizing that the Patriots are going to have to pass a little bit, and he is sending the house. Dale Colby, their defensive coordinator, longtime defensive coordinator.
Yeah, the Demons playing with house money, and they keep bringing pressure, and it's getting home. Under center this time, they'll hand it off. Gavin Lill he tries the right side from behind. One of those big defensive linemen gets a hold of him, and that was the biggest defensive lineman. Not the biggest, but Aiden Schlaffman, 210 pounds, drops him down.
No, Schlaffman, they got a lot of wrestlers and basketball players and baseball guys, track athletes, and that's the part that I like the Demons. One of the strengths that when I look at their team is a lot of really good athletes. And it's cool when all these different athletes come together to play kind of one common sport in this case, and this is football.
Demons with the number 2 rated defense in the WDA. Minot's far and away number 1, but the Demons right there in the upper side of the bracket. 3rd down and 8 for Century. Lil's back to pass, fires it over the middle. That's the best pass of the night. Hauled in and completed for Century. Big tight end Joey Kralik has it, and that's a 1st down for Century as he's tackled finally there by Coulter Harvison.
Yeah, I like the little pop passes. Kralik, 9th catch of the year, just a sophomore. He just does that release on the line of scrimmage, and then the quarterback looks for him. He's 6'1", hit him right in stride, picks up that 1st down.
Yeah, Twardowski, this is something that, Century, if they're going to advance anywhere in the playoffs, this passing game has got to get a little bit better as Twardowski is, not completing 50% of his passes, and he's going to go to the well again, rolling to his left under pressure in the flat, looking for Zimmerman, too strong or too far out in front of him as pressure again by the Demons as Twardowski's rolling to his left, and he's running away from James Nagel about every play.
Yeah, he has been consistently in the face, and maybe that might be the call too is, hey, when you're quarterback, when he rolls out, if you're on that side, you're blitzing automatically, and that either it's Nagel or just these outside linebackers who are in his face.
2nd and 10 for Century. 9:20 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter on your BNC Bank scoreboard. 35-0. Demons lead it. Twardowski back to pass. This time he's got time in the pocket. Oh, and he's got a man. Nice slant pattern caught. 50, 40, and Century, their biggest gain of the night as they hit their receiver, Drew Nodlin, on a little seam route, and Century into Demons territory.
Yeah, great timing. He got back in the pocket. He had some blocking, was able to step up and throw an absolute strike in a deep slant pattern. Hit Nodlin, picked up some yards after the catch there. So 28-yard pickup by the backup quarterback, Drew Nodlin.
Century hasn't been in Demons territory much, and they're going to call Twardowski's number on a QB keep, and he didn't get anything. The defensive ends come crashing home, and Twardowski looks like he is getting up slow as he got hit high and low. And he's going to come limping off.
Yeah, like you said, two guys hit him. He's going down now too. So coach said, hey, go ahead and go down, and holding that. I don't know he's a tough kid. So if he's hurt, he got hit hard.
Yeah, you saw quite a bit of Drew Nodlin, the backup quarterback, early in the season as Twardowski was cramping up when it was a lot hotter early in the season, and so. The senior Nodlin already taken snaps as Twardowski will come off under his own power. As I still favoring that left leg, though, is something not quite right there with the senior QB. Injury timeout brought to you there by Prestwich Orthodontics. They're specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. 0% financing and free consultations. Enjoy professional treatment in a fun, relaxed atmosphere, and you can check them out at mynotbraces.com.
So now you have a backup center in Grant Carlson. Snap into a backup quarterback. Now, maybe these guys are the guys running, second team, so they could be dudes that are snapping to each other.
Is that like in baseball when you want to be strong up the middle, where you need a good catcher, good shortstop, good center fielder? Century's not so strong up the middle right now, as you got a lot of backups in there. As Nodlin right out of the relief, he comes out of the bullpen firing. Short hops his intended receiver there, as it was Jackson Burst. Little stop pattern in front of the Demon bench, and incomplete.
And Burst thought he caught it. He's going back saying, hey, I caught that. Where's the replay? Well, there's no such thing in high school. Yeah,
I have the replay, and I've got to hit the button once in a while.
Well, ultimately, I like the call, though. That's the trust you have in your backup quarterback. Instead of a run play, you go right to a pass.
Nodlin stays in, 3rd and 10 facing him. Twins to his left. One back flanking him. Nodlin back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and he's gobbled up. Luke Doctor, have a night, young man.
Luke Doctor stayed with it. He was, blocked at the line of scrimmage, and then the quarterback stepped up in the pocket, and maybe a little bit, that's inexperience, has stepped up too far instead of getting set and looking for a guy to throw it to, and Luke Doctor comes up, makes the sack. Just a loss of 1 in the play, but nonetheless, Luke Doctor gets a sack.
Century looks like they will go for this as Cale Schomer brings the play in for Century. Play clock down to 15 as Century breaks the huddle, facing a 4th down and 11 from the Demon 40-yard line. Got to get to the Bismarck High 30 for a first down. Nodlin out of the gun. Low snap, bobbles it, picks it up, scrambles, and now it's loose. Fumble on the play, still loose, and Bismarck High recovers it. Colton Harvison has another turnover recovery for the Demons.
Well, that didn't start out well at all, as here's the replay here as he lines up in that shotgun formation. And I don't know if he was looking to the right or left, Todd, if he wasn't watching where the snap was, but it was kind of a slow snap, and he picked it up, and then he got popped. The fumble was caused by Stottinger, I think it was, or no, it was just that caused the fumble. And then right there, like white on rice, was Colter Harvison.
Colter Harvison has another fumble recovery for the Demons, and now Demons switch the field. Short field in front of Bismarck High, 1st and 10 from the Century 40-yard line, near side hash mark. They pull a guard, they'll hand it off, and Molsoff has positive yardage. Slips through the line of scrimmage, and he busts his way down to the 33-yard line. And a nice gain of 7 yards on first down for the Demons.
Yeah, I don't know how much you're going to see of the starting running back. I don't, with Hankey, that this game's pretty much, I would say, in the books, unless something crazy changed. The craziest thing we probably would ever see in high school sports is a 35-point lead with a running clock. So you're going to see these backup running backs. Molsoff, good hard run there.
2nd down and 2. Another handoff, Molsoff, and he slips again. And you get a little thunder and lightning coming here for the Demons as Molsoff is going to carry it down to the 24-yard line. Gain of 8 there. Century hit there provided by Rivers Martin.
And these linemen, they still got the starting linemen in there, the Hogs, and they are doing a number on the front 5 or front 4. The Patriots just drive blocking extremely hard. 8 yards in these last 2 plays.
Yeah, we mentioned the trenches for Bismarck High early on as one of the keys of the game, and they have dominated between the tackles. Hafner shifts Doctor left to right. Molsoff dots the I. They'll hand it off to him. Wide side run. This time Century swarms it down as looked like Cash Weisenberger was the first cat there for the red-hatted Century Patriots.
Try to find 24. Yeah, you knew it, TD. You were all over it. Weisenberger wasn't made to play. I pulled that backside guard and just had nothing going on as the guys up front. It was either Dahl or Schmidt that pushed into the backfield and caused Molsoff to kind of do a little bit of a go deep in the backfield. They got a fullback too for the Demons.
Oh, Bismarck High is going to get a false start there, as we can tell you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Roger Ward Moving and Storage, proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. You can find them online at rogerwardmovingandstorage.com. Today's game also brought to you in part by the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. They're there for all your packing and shipping needs. So the 5-yard false start sets the Demons back, and now it's a second down. And this time the handoff goes to Tincher.
Tincher and Molsoff rotating, and DJ Gabriel's the fullback now.
And a couple.
Tincher?
Yeah, it was
okay.
AJ Tincher, yeah.
Aiden.
Or I'm not sorry, not AJ. Where did I come with that? Maybe his middle name's James. Aiden James Tincher. AJ Tincher.
We're going to go with it. We're going to get a call from his mom right now. Nope, sorry. His father's name is Bill, and it's no, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what his dad's name is. I should know that. I usually know that stuff.
Third down and long for the Demons. Hafner's back to pass. Got time. Lofts it near sideline. Looking for Lemire. Oh, in and out of his paws.
He's ridiculous. He cannot believe the ball hit him right in the hands with Lil all over him. He was running a pattern down the right side. Quarterback had time to throw. And man-to-man at the line of scrimmage, just threw it up, lofted it up in the air, and it hit him right in the mitts. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. I think he expected Lil. His hand was up there that Lil was going to knock it down. Well, that didn't happen.
Preston Lemire's thinking, you PSP jockeys, that replay's worked about 25% of the time tonight, and that's the one that was spot on. Fourth down for the Demons. They're going right back to the well. This time they're lofting it, corner of the pylon, and incomplete, looking for Staudinger. And that time it was too tall, but that was better coverage for Century that time.
Same play. This time it was Lil. Is it Lil again? I think it was him that's on that right side.
Yeah, he's way back there,
Yep. He doesn't come off the field very much. So the Demons try to go right back to the same play. They said, all right, Preston, you're going to take a seat. We're going to give Staudinger a chance, and neither guy was able to come up with it.
Well, the clock does stop on a change of possession with the running clock provision here in the second half. The Demons up 35-buff. We can tell you that tonight's game brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air. You can find them online at northern-plains.com.
BNC Bank scoreboard 70-49 with 5 minutes left. Cheyenne over Mandan.
They're going to have to replace the bulbs over at the Starion Complex. Jet sweep goes to Gavin Lill, and he's gang tackled again. That pursuit for the Demons, they're not they got the big guys on the offensive line. Defense is a little smaller, but man, they run and they will pursue you.
Yeah, they are sideline to sideline, that Demon defense, and those backers with Just, Hankey, Owens, Nagel, and then I know that Hankey gets a seat a lot down. DJ Gabriel, he's in a lot for Hankey as he gets to rest every once in a while. And
I mean, this front line has played really good, but we've listed these guys off a lot. Those
Nagel,
four backers tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Nodlin still the QB for Century. Quarterback draw. Drew Nodlin weaving and driving and carrying it for a first down. Gain of 11. Braxton Just from behind trips him up.
You may just see whether Twardowski can play or not. You may just see Nodlin just kind of sticking in there. Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm trying to see if I can find Twardowski in the sidelines. Smith got hurt early in the game. He's sitting in the sidelines. He got crutches. Austin Smith does, so he did not come back in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. There's Twardowski. He's getting retaped.
Okay.
Looked like a hip maybe or something there. Nodlin out of the gun. Got time, near side. Scott Schomer caught it at the 40, right on his chest, right on the 4. Turns it up, falls out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Jaron McNichols ushers him out there.
And one thing that Bismarck's doing, Todd, is they don't want nothing behind them. So you want a dink and dunk and a running clock down through 5 touchdowns, they're going to let you do that all game. And McNichols has been coached by Colby right now saying, hey, we want you staying 5-7 yards off. Let them catch those passes in front of you.
Ball gets reset to the near side hash mark. 2nd down and a yard. Century nearing Bismarck High territory, and they haven't been in there very often. A couple trips tonight is Nodlin out of the gun. 2nd and 1, under a minute to play here, 3rd quarter. Straight ahead run for Lil. Blake's one tackle, and now he is into space. 40, 30. Gavin Lil not going to go easily out of bounds. He fumbled it again at the end. He's pushed out by Connor Harvison, but that is the biggest play of the night for Century.
Yeah, finally good blocking on that left side by the Patriot offensive line. Dawson Kraft, Braxton Dahl, the sophomore and the senior, allowed him to bounce it to the outside, and then he showed his speed as he got outside, stiff-armed somebody, finally got pushed out of bounds. Or he didn't get pushed out of bounds. He wasn't going out of bounds. He went helmet to helmet with Harvison, but picks up 33 yards on that play.
Into the Serve Pro red zone goes Century, and they'll hand it off to the big fullback, Preston Zimmerman. And he bulldogs his way down to about the 16, mark him down at the 17-yard line, and that will be the final play here of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books from the MDU Resources Community Bowl. BNC Bank scoreboard, 35-0. Bismarck High on top. 4th quarter comes up next on the PSP Network.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Well, that 3rd quarter whistled by. Beautiful night here at the Community Bowl. Temperatures drip down now to about upper 50s, but a lot of sweatshirts out tonight in mid-October for 3A football contest.
I mean, you couldn't have 58 degrees, no wind. I mean, it's just perfect football weather.
Century 2nd down and 7. They're down by 35 points. Handoff Gavin Lill. This time he darts to the outside, and he's got the corner. He turns it down to the 5, angling for the pylon. No, they're going to mark him out. At about the 2-yard line, Gavin Lill almost hit pay dirt.
Might have been Harbison that went at it again. I thought he was going to dive into the end zone, Todd, as he turns that corner with that stiff arm, and Harbison caught him from behind and then pushed him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That might have been a play that Lill, I think he thought he was going to get hit that hard, because usually he's the one who's the guy, the hammer and not the nail. Still picked up 16 yards and a 1st down.
All the way down to the 1-yard line. Lill will dot the I. Zimmerman's the fullback. They hand it off. Preston Zimmerman over the goal line. Century has scored one, and they're on the board, 35-6.
Well, Preston Zimmerman, his first TD of the season, a 1-yard touchdown plunge over the right side over Ole Taylor and Evan Schmidt. Double tight formation. You hand it off to your big fellow, and he bounces back to the right and just rumbles and stumbles into the end zone for a touchdown.
I don't know if you saw, but Preston Zimmerman got out of his stance like nobody's business on that play right there.
I'm getting the football, right?
He was shot out of a cannon.
Why wouldn't you? I get the ball, I'm going to get a touchdown, or get a chance.
Christian Jangula, no good on the extra point, wide right. And so Bismarck High now up 29, and we've got a touchdown timeout. 35-6, Bismarck High leads, 11:16 to play in the football game, and we're back with more after this break on the PSP Network.
about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
You got some positive vibes on that Century sideline right there as they break the shutout on a 1-yard touchdown run by their fullback, Preston Zimmerman.
Yeah, good drive, TD. 73 yards, 7 plays, 343, 3 first downs picked up along the way. Had some nice runs. Lil at a 33-yarder and a 16-yarder.
Bismarck High looking for the onside kick. Oh, somebody's getting the business. There was a couple special teamers that were going toe-to-toe at about the 38-yard line.
I saw that McNichols was one of them.
Yeah, it looked like Jairus Burkhardt. Yeah, that was the two.
Some scores, quick scores as we're waiting here, Todd. Shanley wins 55-42 over St. Mary's. Davies is up 50-22. 7 minutes left in that game. Minot 39-0 at the end of the third over West Fargo, and Cheyenne leaves Mandan 70-49 with 5 minutes left in that game.
So there's 41 points on the scoreboard here, Chuck, and if I heard that right, there's only one game that has less points than us, and that's Minot shutting out as Carter Hankey gets a carry there to start the fourth quarter. It was Hankey. And there's one game that has less points than ours tonight, and that's Minot with 39 on the board.
Yeah, is Hankey back in the game now? I suppose. I don't know if Coach is saying, like, hey, wait a minute. We got 11 minutes left, and they just score. Maybe this is a time, like, hey, we got to have establish another drive here, get our starting running back in the game.
Hankey picks up 5. Second down and 5 from the 26-yard line. Handoff, Hankey gets a block on the left side, and he burrows his way near the sticks. Tripped up at the 29-yard line by Kane Nelson, middle backer for Century.
The first 2 runs of this second half for Carter Hankey. He had 144 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half. 9 more now, so 153.
Pink night tonight for the Bismarck Demons. You see the Demons with the pink socks on. You see the student section over there. Saw a couple pink cowboy hats over there tonight.
Patriots, you got a few of those guys with some pink socks on too, or?
Third down and a yard. Hafner's going to sneak it, and a good surge.
Well, he was hit hard down low, and he's saying I was kind of surfing inside. I didn't go down. I saw a big number 60 in there for Roman Pharisee.
Yeah, it's just almost a silent count there as got underneath his center, Sam Larson, and Hafner was a couple 2-3 yards downfield, and I don't know if he actually ever did go down.
No.
They probably called his forward progress stop, but
I like the game Hafner's played too. He's ran the ball effectively, 5 carries for 70 yards, and then his last few passes this second half have been incomplete, but he's thrown a couple good ones that could have been caught. 4 for 9.
First and 10, Demons dripping that play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. They'll toss it wide side run. There comes Carter Hankey. Weaving, dodging, powering his way out to the 38-yard line. Give him 5 more. Coulter Simon right there to pin him down for Century.
Yeah, just runs very effectively. Just kind of waits for his blockers, and I've said that time and time again, but every time I watch him, especially in the binoculars, Todd, as a lineman, you love that. And then when he has to put the burst on to get through somebody, then he does it. But he allows you to set those blocks up, especially when you got pulling guards, pulling tackles.
Bismarck High's got this down to a science here as they break the huddle with about 15, and now they're going to snap this thing with under 5 seconds to play every time on the play clock. Hafner, handoff, Hankey again. Skips through one arm tackle, and he's close to first down yardage again. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 upcoming as Kane Nelson wraps him up a yard short of a first down.
Yeah, Kane Nelson is he's made a lot of tackles tonight, Todd. We've said that they called the seniors number a lot. Landry Wesson, as we mentioned early in the game, he was their second leading tackler. He is out with a concussion protocol, so that hurt big time for the Patriots not having him in here.
3rd down and 1 again. I wonder if you're going to QB sneak it again, as Hafner indeed is going to do that. He gets the behind barrage, and that's a good one. I'd say about a 7-yard QB sneak as he's all the way out to the 48-yard line. Give him 6, I guess, on the QB sneak for Hafner.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thanks, Easton. Thanks, Damien. just stayed behind the three bigs, two guards and a center, and he just rode the wave, man.
Yeah, that's 850 pounds of beef that he got behind right there. Speaking of beef, the one thing we were going to miss this year is we've made a steady trip out to New Salem.
Oh, yeah.
For Holstein country, and we were going to miss the cattle trailer this year as the Holsteins did not make the 9-man playoffs this year. Lost their final game of the season.
Maybe Flasher or Grant County or that side. I mean, we'll get little Linton potentially matchup in the next round if Linton and Flasher could meet, or Linton and Grant County. I can't remember which the games. I'm trying to think of the bracket, but they could meet next round if they both win this week.
Yeah, as Linton HMB will play West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn. That would be an upset. That's a 4-versus-1 game right there.
But hey, Linton, that's Gale's place. I mean, you know that place.
Oh, yeah. I know Coogan County. Second down and 7. Demons into Century territory from their 49. Steady dose of Carter Hankey, and this time he slipped.
Yeah.
And then he was hemmed in. Smoked down at about the 40-yard line as...
Well, they're getting into that 8-man in the box now kind of thing for the Patriots, and it's kind of one of those pieces that if Bismarck High wanted to be, do something crazy, it could be that fake handoff and slip the tight end, the doctor, or somebody down the seam.
I think that was your guy Roman Pharisee again there, the senior defensive lineman, making some plays for Century. 3rd down and 8. Hafner, designed QB run. Clipses the 45-yard line. He's into Century territory. Actually going to mark him down at the 46-yard line. 4th down coming for the Demons.
Yeah, they'll punt. But that's a stop there for the Patriots.
Well, and mission accomplished for Bismarck High. As you just gave up a touchdown, they just milked out about half of the 4th quarter there with a couple 2-3 first downs and a couple 3rd down conversions for the Demons. So that would be mission accomplished, Bismarck High.
Yeah, that's what you said, Todd. They were going to run the football. They weren't going to have the clock stopped. And now you'll have Hankey, great good punter. We'll see. Probably going to angle it away from Lil.
Standing at his 40. He'll go to the high hang time punts. Bounces at the 11. And it's going to be down at the 10. Another good effort there by Carter Hankey.
Yeah, he kicked it away from Lil to the right side. Tried to kick it out of bounds. Got a nice Bellata bounce. Popped up in the air and give him a 36-yard kick. No return.
35-6 here on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Locations in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit BNC Bank online today at bnc.bank. First and 10 Century. Gavin Lill gets another carry for the Patriots, and he picks up a couple yards, maybe out to the 12-yard line.
He's still in there. I think I'd put him on the shelf for the rest of the night tonight.
Maybe just lick your wounds a little bit and get ready for the opening round of the 3A playoffs next Friday. A reminder, stay tuned to PSP as we'll announce which games we'll be lucky enough to cover and bring to you next weekend as the football playoffs will be in full force in North Dakota.
Could be the Patriots and Minot.
Could be. Back to pass, Nodlin. He's going to hoist one deep down the sideline, a little behind the defense. Oh, man.
Underthrew him, and the Demon was beat. Logan Doctor, I think he stumbled, but he recovered on the throw. It was kind of an out and up, a little skinny out and up. The ball was lofted in the air and a little bit wobbly. Lil had to wait from behind, and just about when he was going to catch it, a great play by Logan Doctor coming in and knocking it away.
Yeah, if that ball's 5 yards down, farther downfield, that's
88 yards.
Yeah, exactly. That's a Michael Irvin touchdown, 88.
Exactly.
Century now, 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 to be specific, with 4:14 to play in the game. Nodlin has trips to the right, one receiver left. Back to pass, nope. Instead, they're going to keep it in the hands of Nodlin, and he is belted. He is belted in the backfield.
For the Demons, loving life right now.
Braven Silk with the sack.
The junior coming in, staying, going right down the line of scrimmage is Nodlin. I think he was going to throw it, but nobody was open, and big number 5'7", Mr. Silk, pulled him down, and that's going to be Silk with the sack.
It's got a little ring to it. Christian Jangula out of his own end zone, and before we get started, looks like Century is going to ask for and receive timeout. It's a Hub International break in the action. Hub International Insurance timeout on the field. They're located at 4204 Boulder Ridge Road in northwest Bismarck. Century punting it away. When we come back, Bismarck High in cruise control here tonight on Rivalry Night.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Century facing a 4th down and 15 after the Bravon Silk sack. And Jangula will be standing midway through his own end zone. We'll punt it away. And Zur is back to have the kickoff return, or the punt return at his 45, or the Century 45-yard line. Jangula, line drive kick towards the Demon bench, and it will not go in the bench as it rolls all the way to midfield.
45-yard kick, no return.
It's been a good night for the punters.
It's been his average, 45 yards right there for Jangula.
And Hankey's had a good night booting it too.
Yep.
They just do it with different feet. That's the only difference.
I cannot see the top 4 teams changing, TD, on the QRF after this week. We can probably finish up in the afterwards on talking that stuff without getting too early into it. We still got 326.
Yeah, and I just based on the way we think that QRF works, I don't think anybody's going to change in the bottom 4 as well. So
they shouldn't.
Century, the late substitution in there. Bismarck High's got new fellows in, and it doesn't matter. They're still churning out yardage. Demons going straight ahead, and this time it was Logan Doctor.
Huh? Or was it 10? I think maybe it was 10. No, it was Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, it was Doctor. Yep.
I was listening to the PA guy across the way calling it wrong. It happens.
Doctor's going to dot the I again. Couple receivers left. QB sneak. I think you got a new quarterback in there as well. As backup quarterback is Alex Zur, and he has a carry for a couple yards.
Is he the backup quarterback on the? He is. Boy, Zur is only 5'6", TD. That would be the Doug Flutie next year if he's a quarterback.
The undersized Alex Zur. Boy, he's slippery, so he's going to be hard to see behind those hogs. Zur will hand it off, and Doctor spins loose. And there he goes. Logan Doctor, 38 yards to pay dirt.
The Demons weren't giving up on that one as Logan Doctor thought he was down, Todd. And somehow he squirts out as he busts in, does a little spin move, cuts to the outside, then shows his speed as there's nobody there except Kyler Polcheski, and he wasn't going to catch him. So Logan Doctor, 38 yards to the house.
Did a little Chuck Foreman.
He did, a little spin, right? Spin back to the middle.
Man,
a little bit of what?
Are we aging ourselves? We just had a Doug Flutie and Chuck Foreman reference right there. We just eliminated about half of our audience, Chuck.
Doctor, 2 carries for 7 yards, excuse me.
Well, now the running clock is back into full effect. His 35-point lead for the Demons. Snap back, hold down. Swanson holds it, and no good. Wide to the right for Carter Hankey. Touchdown timeout, 41-6 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Bismarck High is going to improve to 7-3 on the season. And we'll come back with the ensuing kickoff after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
I hope you like that end zone view tonight. That's a good angle to have one of our PSP cameras. John Haugen pulling all the strings tonight as our cameras operator. Hey, they're going to give Carter Hankey a break as he will not be booting this one away. Sending it high and deep is going to be Ross Fisher. Century's Oliver Jensen. He's got room. Oh, had one man to beat at the 35-yard line. Good tackle there. A little bit of the kicker. The guy who kicked it off, Ross Fisher. Stop down Oliver Jensen. And now a couple snaps for Century, and this baby's going to go final. Stay tuned. Our planning team financial advisors. Shots Crossroads postgame comes up next. Run through the final game stats. We'll give you our MVP of the game, our move of the game. We'll do our best to forecast what's going to happen and shake out with the QRF and attempt to set up what the bracketology looks like in the 3A playoffs a week from tomorrow. Century, Drew Nodlin going to hand it off, and Jairus Burkhardt has a couple yards. Out to the 37-yard line. Looked like Bismarck High's Joey McCormick and also Brentley Whipperling on the stick for the Bismarck Demons. Clock will drip down under a minute. Nodlin tosses it. And there goes Cash Weisenberger. Nope, check that. I think that's Jairus Burkhardt again. Yep. Burkhardt has another carry. I was going to grab the stat sheet, but I think my partner took it. He's going to do the post-game interviews and do the stats on the sidelines. As looks like Century might get one more snap. Century's going to fall to 3-6 on the season. Bismarck High will finish the regular season 6-3. 3rd down and 6 for Century. Handoff goes to the fullback, and a positive gain to end the game for Century. And toting that rock for the Patriots, none other than Tristan Pope. Final score on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Bismarck 41, Century 6. Teams converge at the midfield stripe. And coming up next, it's our planning team financial advisor Shots Crossroads postgame. Bismarck High impressive tonight. They got it early and they got it late as the Demons win this one 41-6. Stay tuned. Our postgame comes up next on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Back on our planning team, financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show. Bismarck impressive. They win this one 41-6 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. And let's send it down field side. Chuck Clairmont's got head coach of the Demons, Mark Gibson.
Well, Coach, I know you were nervous before the football game, and of course you play in it. Does it
last week, and it's credit to our kids, our coaches, put together a good game plan, and Lil's explosive. Thought we did a good job containing him, and the turnovers are always nice, especially when they go in your favor, and so those are huge plays, and we just kind of jumped on them, and this is a huge check mark for our program. They've kind of had our number, and this was some things that these kids have kind of dedicated to turn these things around. We had some kids that didn't want to come out, didn't want to play anymore, and a lot of people kind of gave up on the Demons, except for these kids, and I'm awful damn proud of them.
Yeah, it's been a great season. No, you're not done, as we can maybe look forward in the QRF stuff, and you talked about third and fourth. Shannon had a huge win over Mandan tonight, but how's that work with the QRF? Is it possible for you guys to get to third?
As far as I know, that what happens now is they'll go in, and it does consider the same record. So as long as we match Cheyenne record, which we did, we should move ahead of them, be the 3 seed. It looks like Mandan will be the 6 seed, so it's probably us and Mandan. The way it shapes out, it's going to be an all East up top, and it's going to be an all West on the bottom. So it's kind of different, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll take it.
I just was impressed with your team tonight. We talked about a key being the offensive line, defensive line. Both sides, to me, dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that was one thing. You've been doing this a long time, and Century's always been a lot bigger than us. For the first time in a long time that we're bigger than them, and so it's something that these kids. Nice thing for us, we got a lot of these kids coming back next year up front. So, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to take some time off right now. We're going to give them the weekend off and kind of get their bodies right and try to make a run at this thing.
It's a good win, Coach. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Chuck Clairmont efforting. Looks like Luke Doctor had his fingerprints all over this contest tonight.
What a game for you and your defense in general. Just talk about your defense, how you guys played tonight. Clearly you're gonna get locked in Gavin Lill. He ends up 67 yards, but a bunch of those late in the game. Give me your defensive game plan tonight against him.
Just pursue the ball. I feel like everything works better if you play as a team, and I'm pretty sure, we did that pretty well tonight, and it showed with just 6 points on the scoreboard. So I think if we keep that up, we've had a couple tough games in the season. I feel like we're playing our best right now, which is good going to the playoffs. I'm excited to see where this thing ends up because I feel like we can make a run at it.
Yeah, and your defensive end between you and Tyson Jangle, you guys have been had a great job all year throwing Schlappen at the nose guard, and then you've done so much with that linebacking core. What a change from last year from a defense.
Well, I think just all around being together, our D-line group is very close. Even with our coach, Coach Fuller, he does a lot of good things with us, really teaches us. just to use our hands, pursue the football. And I feel like the weight room, too, has been a big factor. We kind of switched things up in the summer that I think really helped us. And I feel like we've been dominating teams. I mean, if you can do that, we're like, even at the end of the game, we can just push people around like that, talking about the offensive side, it's a good thing. So I feel like a lot of things have changed this year for the good, and I'm excited, like, to finish off my senior with these boys.
It's a good win right there, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations. Great game tonight. Appreciate it. You know, you and me talking a lot so far, and you couldn't dream of a better start, could you?
Nope. Right away, first play, touchdown. I mean,
and then the second play,
touchdown.
You know, and talk about your line. What you did, I mean, obviously you got to run, but bottom line is that line of yours was dominant today.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we were so strong up front. All of our guys, I mean, they put in the work this summer, so they deserve that one.
And this is something that, even though you guys were favored tonight, you had to even come into a game, this crosstown rivalry, had to be some things. I mean, give me a little bit of insight on that and what you guys were thinking this week going against these guys, even though you were favored.
Well, our game plan was contain number 9 this week, and that's what we did, and we shut them down right away. So, and all we were preaching was we can't get a big head this year, so that's what we were preaching.
And for you guys now, you're in the playoffs. You're going to host a home playoff game next week. It could be Mandan. It could be, I'm not sure who it could be Mandan. It could be maybe Davies. It could be whoever. But, I mean, I don't know if it matters to you guys. I'm guessing you're not thinking who you're playing as much as how you're playing.
We do not care who we have next week. We want to focus on next week going 1-0, no matter who it is.
1-0. Mm-hmm. One game at a time.
Yep. Robert Fuller.
Congratulations. Great win tonight.
Thank you.
All right, TD, back up to you and get a picture down here, buddy.
Yeah, well done. You heard there from Coach Mark Gibson. You heard there from Luke Doctor. Strong defensive end performance for him. And Carter Henke couldn't have started this baby any better for the Bismarck Demons tonight. 2 touches, 2 touchdowns, and Bismarck High was rolling early on. So much more to come on our planning team financial advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. We'll dig through the final scores tonight from across the 3A slate. We'll give you a look at that QRF and see if we can make any sense out of that. And we'll give you our MVP and move of the game tonight, as well as the final game numbers, as we'll put a wrap on this one. Post-game show, as always, brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors. They're helping clients work towards financial freedom. And Shots Crossroads, they're your post-game headquarters. You can order online at shotscrossroads.com. More to come on our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame after this break on the PSP Network.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finrun SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Back on our Planning Team Financial Advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show. Bismarck High improves to 6-3. 7-2 for the Bismarck Demons. Yep. Century will fall to 3-6. Bismarck High wins this one 41-6. The Demons got it going early and often tonight. Is a lot of things to get to here on our Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame show. Is want a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession? Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. You can visit them online at planningteam.com. And Shots Crossroads get filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous 99. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Team buses are always welcome. Well, you heard from Mark Gibson. You heard from Luke Doctor. You heard from Carter Henke. That was pretty matter of fact. Those boys are focused, yeah. And this one already seems like it's in the rearview mirror. They'll enjoy it tonight. Rivalry win for Bismarck High, and they'll set their sights on potentially a number 3 seed and a home playoff game next week in the opening round of the 3A playoffs.
But don't think they didn't enjoy the win.
Oh no, yeah.
Logan Doctor kind of gave me that side look like, it's nice to beat those guys over there.
So Coach Gibson alluded to it, too. He's like, well, they've had our number for 5 straight. So, yeah, you dang right. The Bismarck High had that one circled as the Demons impressive in this one. All right, a couple things to do here, Chuck. Let's run through those final tallies. Looks like you got the team stats and the individual numbers all readied up.
I do. Okay, for the Patriots, Mike Twardowski, 8 carries, 28 yards before he left the game with an injury. Gavin Lill finishes with 8 carries for 67 yards, but basically 51 on the last drive of theirs. Drew Nodlin, 4 carries for 3 yards as the backup quarterback. Preston Zimmerman had 3 for 4 yards and a touchdown. I know Burkhardt had a couple carries in that last possession that I did not get. Mike Twardowski, 6 of 14 for 65 yards passing. Nodlin, 1 of 3 for 9 yards. Cale Schomer had 2 catches for 11. Lill had 3 for 22. Kralik had 1 for 13, and Nodlin actually had a catch for 28 before he went into the quarterback slot. For the Demons, Carter Henke, 17 carries for 164. Most of the damage of his was done in the first half, as he had 144 yards in the first half to go along with his 4 touchdowns. The 80-yarder to start the game, 26 for his second touch. As he said, touchdown, touchdown. And then a 2-yarder and an 11-yarder before halftime. So 17 carries, 164, and 4 touchdowns for Carter Henke. Bridger Owens had 4 for 7 yards. Quinn Hafner, the quarterback, nice job carrying the football today. 7 carries for 80 yards. That's something that people to plan for, too, is he had a really nice game running the football. Mozoff, 3 for 16. Tincher, 2 for 18. Let's see. Who else got a carry? I'm trying to get his number. Oh, Lemaire. Can't read my writing, Todd. How bad is that? I wrote that fast. Lemaire had 1 carry for 4 yards. Staudinger had 1 for 2. McNichol had 1 for a -12. Logan Doctor had 2 carries for 47 yards and a 38-yard touchdown run.
And here
right?
it is.
Oh, hey, right on cue.
Right on cue. There's
I love it.
The spinning Logan Doctor, the junior.
And then he showed his wheels, right?
Absolutely.
He busts to the outside and has those legs churning, and 38 yards for the backup tailback. He'll get some time next year, obviously, but nice to him to get a run against his rival. 2 carries for 47. As I said, then Quinn Hafner throwing 4 of 9. Didn't need to throw the football. Just had three passes the second half. Ends up 4 for 9 of 45 yards. Henke had 2 catches for 29. Lemaire had 1 for 3, and Bridger Owens had 1 for 13. Team stats: 39 rushes for the Demons, 325 yards. So their league-leading rushing yards per game might increase depending on how Minot did. Century 23 rushes for 102. So 4 completions for the Demons, 7 for the Patriots. Demons had 45 yards of passing, and Century had 74. So total plays, Bismarck High, 48 plays, 370 net yards. The Patriots just 30 plays tonight for 176. Those 3 fumbles were big for the Patriots. Demons did not put the ball on the floor. Punting game, good job by by Carter Henke, about 40 yards a kick, and then Jangler for Century had 45 yards a kick. Penalties, we didn't have a lot, which was nice. Just 2 penalties for the Demons, just 1 for Century. The Demons had 12 first downs to 7, a couple sacks for Bismarck High, no interceptions, a couple tackles for losses. So pretty dominant performance when you look at 48 plays, 370 yards, and you held your team, it's 37 plays, but doesn't matter. 37 plays for 176. So pretty impressive performance for Bismarck High tonight.
Carter Henke getting a slap on the shoulder pads from his dad out there. That's good to see right there. Here's one of these Demons fumbles that they forced a number of them tonight, and we'll get to more of those in just a second. But this was the last one. It was kind of a gang tackle where Bismarck High stripped it away, and the next thing you know, the football was on the turf, and there are the Bismarck Demons recovering another fumble on the night as that Demon defense was up to the task. All right, we'll get to a BNC scoreboard update here in just a second, Chuck. But first off, it's our move of the game tonight, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you move across the country or across town. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Luke Doctor had a great game tonight, and he brings you tonight's move of the game. It was a huge strip in that first half, and here's Luke Doctor doing the honors. As it was uncanny how many times Bismarck High, they stripped that thing out of there, and the next thing you know, the Demons fell on it. There's your move of the game tonight, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. All right, we promised you that scoreboard update. Thanks to Jobbers. They focus on the details of the process. Don't ever lose sight of the big pictures. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. BNC scoreboard update. Shanley 55-42 over St. Mary's. Davies 50-22 victorious over Bismarck Legacy. Minot 46-8 over West Fargo. And how about this score? West Fargo Cheyenne 70-49 over Mandan. Points were abounding tonight in the 3A football side of the slate. So that brings you to the QRF, Chuck, and all the teams at the top won. And then I don't know if you're going to see a whole lot of changes, but hopefully, like Coach Gibson said, you know, if teams end up with like records and one team has beaten the other team, then maybe those things are taken into consideration. If that's the case, Bismarck High likely could be a 3 seed, and Cheyenne would slip to a 4. That might be the only change that you see in the QRF, because I don't see, based on the results tonight, too much else shaking out as the teams are pretty much going to stay locked into where they're at.
Yeah, so that would put Shanley and West Fargo at 1-8, probably playing. If you take a look at that, Minot at 2, most likely would be playing Century at number 7. They'd be in the opposite bracket, and then Coach Gibson talked about if they're 3, they'd be playing Mandan, who would be the 6th seed, and then the last game would be West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Davies, the 4 and 5. That would be a battle. And you look at, he said all west on top or on the bottom, however you want to look at Minot, Century, Bismarck High, and Mandan, and then the other bracket. Has that ever happened?
I don't know.
That's crazy. And that probably not, because East has always played West up for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty crazy.
That'll be interesting to see how that all sorts out, as much to come as that final QRF will get released early next week. All right, last thing for us here, it's our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. You can check in online with a hairstylist today at sportclips.com. Well, touch it once, touchdown, touch it twice, touchdown, and it was a Carter Henke evening to remember tonight for the Bismarck Demons.
Yeah, he played a phenomenal game, and this was the.
Oh, I'm sorry, hit the wrong one. My bad.
The fumble.
That was the move of the game. Here's the MVP.
That was the move of the game. Yeah.
There's the stiff arm and then the burst for Henke. That was
second touchdown. Yeah,
one of his 4 tonight for the Bismarck Demons.
He deserves it.
I think he had 4, right?
He did. He had 4. He had 3 right off the bat, a 80, a 26, and a 2. And then he finished up the scoring in the first half with an 11-yard run. Although that could have been an 11-yard run. But, Henke, just a great game tonight. I liked how he talked defensively. Stop number 6, and they surely did. But he ends up with 164, 4 touchdowns. Probably had a half dozen tackles. So, it's just a good quality game and just a humble kid, right? And, there's more business to be had. They're not done yet. Bismarck High knows that they've got some big games ahead of them. And next week, if it's Mandan or if it's Century, whoever, they're both going to be tough games again. And so we'll see what happens there.
Carter Henke up over 1,000 yards now in the season and 17 touchdowns on the campaign. He's your MVP of the game tonight, the 205-pound senior tailback for the Bismarck Demons. Sport Clips. Nothing makes you feel like an MVP like the haircut experience at Sport Clips. Tonight's game MVP, the senior tailback for the Demons, Carter Henke. All right, quick look at our upcoming schedule. Games are done tonight. We'll turn our attention to Saturday afternoon football. Single A playoffs in North Dakota. Velva will host Bowman County. Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison. The Aggies will host the Bulldogs. 2 p.m. start, 1:30 p.m. pregame right here on the PSP network. Remember, as we mentioned a couple times tonight, stay tuned to our social media channels of Facebook and Twitter as we'll be announcing which games that we'll be lucky enough to bring you next weekend in the 9-man single A, double A, and triple A playoffs. As we'll put a wrap on this one tonight. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, including BNC National Bank for our scoreboard. Pregame brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Timeout sponsor, Hub International Insurance. Our Serve Pro Red Zone sponsorship. And in our postgame, brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads, you heard and saw your Sport Clips MVP of the game and your Jobbers move of the game. Bismarck High 7-2 on the season. Century will fall to 3-6. These two teams will be in the playoffs next Friday, and that'll put a wrap on it tonight. Final score, big thanks to our camera operator tonight, running the show, pulling the strings, John Haugen. For our producer tonight, Nick Holberg. For my partner, Chuck Clairmont, Todd Domres, repeating your final score. Bismarck 41, Century 6. Crosstown rivalry rights and bragging rights belong to the Bismarck Demons. Thanks for joining us, fans, and until next time, so long from the Bismarck Community Bowl.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Name it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FinRun Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.